disappearing. Oh, balls. Doesn't really work. It's because I've programmed this new one to, hang on. I know exactly what I can do. Programmed it to work during the day, so during certain lights. So then when I have my light on at night, it doesn't work. Don't be a YouTuber. Right, what am I doing? Video capture device. Can I duplicate this? No. Oh, whoops. Didn't mean to do that. Nah, sod it. You know what? I'll just lowball it. Just like people do with Sonic in the Versus community. Will that work? I mean, that kind of worked, but a little too well. What have I done? Hold on. Let me try it. Right, hang on. Right, there we go. That worked. I'm back. I just got sent to the shadow realm for a second there. My fucking head was missing. That was amazing. Oh, I fucking love my job. I literally get paid to sit on my ass and make videos about Sonic. This is amazing. Oh, I take it all back. Become a YouTuber. Experience tech issues for yourself, because some of them are freaking funny. Oh dear. Right, how are you all doing today? Who are you all? Who am I? Who am I? How are we all? Flubbles. Kerfuffle shuffle. You having a bubble. You having a shuffle. And here is the flubbles. So, one thing I forgot to mention is I am very sleep deprived. I am very, very tired. In this world, where life is strong. In this world, life's an open book. In this world, where compromise does not exist. In his world of worlds, every step meets the rest. In this world, where one is all. In this world, never fear the fall. In this world, where compromise does not exist. In his world of worlds, every step meets a rest. Your singing sucks. I don't want to hear it from you. What are you on about? What are you on about, Echo? You bellend. Oh shit. In this world, where life is strong. In this world, life's an open book. In this world, where compromise does not exist. In his world of worlds, every step meets a rest. Right, that being said, right, which one are we doing first? In this world of worlds, every step meets a rest. Which one should we do first? We've got quite a few videos that I wanted to watch that people have recommended. The first one being Infinite versus Mephiles that someone suggested. It's safe!
Let us begin then.
So apparently Animation Rewind has done some Sonic stuff.
Yes,
wait,
hang on. No. There's Sonic and Mario one.
Hang on, there's one Sonic versus Saitama is what I think someone messaged. Which one was it though? Someone did Sonic versus Saitama. I can't remember which. Oh, which one was it? Was it Animation
Rewind?
Was that the one?
Mm-hmm.
That's the only one that I can see. It's only 10 minutes long though. Is it going to be like actually any good?
It's gonna have a fight scene, some breakdown of both characters, and then some sponsorship, and then they're gonna talk about the breakdown. But it's basically just a low-budget death battle.
Ah, okay. Right, well, if that's the case, and that's the one that people want to see, let's have a cheeky little watch of it. And first of all, we need to put Riff's signature theme tune in the background. Bear me a second. There we go, my theme song is now playing in the background. Very quietly, because obviously we don't want to interrupt this. Is this the one? Or is there like a more like recent one that we can watch? Like, what's the plan? Also, Asa, if you've gone quiet. Hey, Katniss Evans
I'm still here.
Chat. Do the second one, please. That's the worst one. Oh, the rematch.
A rematch?
Oh, I think that's the one that people posted. Yeah. Yeah. This is the one. This is the one. I remember that. I recognize this thumbnail.
Well, you can tell what people skip to. Conclusion.
So it's from 2 years ago. So this should include Frontiers scaling. I hope it's not too loud, chat.
Hedgehog here on Cartoon Fight Club. The like goal for that episode was reached, and today we have the rematch between the Caped Baldy and the Blue Blur. Now originally, this was supposed to be a base form Sonic rematch, but Saitama has grown so much more powerful since his first encounter. I say we let Sonic get his hyper form. That's right, I'm going.
Oh Jesus, they're giving him Hypersonic. Oh Jesus.
There. I'm your host, Animation Rewind, and let's introduce Cartoon Fight Club's next round of fighters.
We're Brian.
It's like, I don't even know why you'd want to use Hypersonic anymore, considering Supersonic 2 exists. And also, like, Starfall Sonic. And both of them are confirmed to be, like, equal, if not superior to Hypersonic. Seems a little weird.
And wait.
Also, holy fuck, there are like 40 people in the chat. How are you all doing today? Tell me all about your day.
July. Apparently.
Happy May the 4th.
Watch a whole bunch of eggs.
Oh.
Hey Eggman, meet Egghead. Saitama. He's the second most powerful bald character, second only to Mr. Clean, and that isn't a joke, but it is a discussion for a different day. We spoke of Saitama's origin.
But collects Luthor, I guess. And technically Thanos.
Many times.
And also Darkseid.
In the past. I would really like to.
Oh, and also Martian Manhunter, he's bald as well.
Reserve this analysis for all the
Oh, and Professor X. But, you know, they just all don't exist, apparently.
new abilities and feats that have been granted to him since we last spoke of him. Now before we begin, here is your spoiler warning. Spoilers in 3, 2, 1. Okay, let's begin. Our story of Saitama's new abilities come at the beginning of the Awakening of the Gods chapter, where Saitama is in a fight with Garo, and Garo is doing his very best to copy every one of Saitama's moves in order to buy time, hoping for someone to beat him. Saitama's first new ability came by accident. The poor dude had to sneeze. Maybe he forgot to take his allergy medicine, or maybe since he was fighting naked, his body became more chilly and prone.
My fucking camera's gone blurry. There we go, it's been fixed now. So this is Saitama versus Sonic, by the way, for the people who've just joined.
Short, if any sneeze needed a God bless you afterwards, it was definitely this sneeze, as the serious sneeze had the power to cause planetary devastation. So
Oh fucking hell, planetary, steady on.
kinda like pre-crisis Superman with his insane sneezes. But
No. Pre-Crisis Superman sneezed away a solar system.
what if I told you that Saitama was also kinda like Wario? Saitama has farts that are also quite devastating. He can fart at MFTL plus speeds and uses farts to travel through space. These make Wario's farts seem like a joke. As the fight progressed, Garo was slowly starting to realize that he's not going to beat Saitama through conventional means. He also comes across Tadio's dead body, and something triggers inside of him. He now wants to undo the deadly radiation that he spread in the first place.
You know it's
causing
bad when
mass
YouTube
death.
shorts are better
Saitama
scaling than you, I know, right? I don't think Supersonic 2 is even close to Hyper. He's confirmed to be equal to Hyper, possibly above him. And then obviously Starfall Sonic is even more powerful than that. Like, that might be my biggest hot take regarding Sonic. Like, I think Hypersonic is the most overrated thing. Second only to Dark Sonic. Like, people really overhype him. Like, there was a video I watched recently where someone unironically thought that Dark Sonic was above Hyper. I was like, there's no fucking way.
does something unexpected when he sees this sudden change in personality. Instead of becoming suspicious about his true intentions,
What the fuck is... He's literally just reciting what happens in the show. Power scale it.
Saitama relates to his condition as they both share a common isolation of being too powerful for the world around them. Saitama starts mimicking Garo's technique.
Okay, you're more powerful than fucking fodder. Who cares?
Upsets God. God starts to diminish Garo's power, but before he is
I'm just gonna come right out and say I think Superman solos the One Punch Man verse. Especially stronger
Also
versions
the-
of Superman.
Also to mention that saying scaling to God in the Saitama verse is like asking to scale against a wannabe in another.
Hey Jen, thank you very much for the £2. How are you doing, Grift? I'm very happy, but I'm very freaking tired. I am trying to keep myself awake. It's not going very well. One Punch Puffer. I know, right? Where did they confirm it? It's confirmed by Ian Flynn that Hypersonic was originally going to do what Supersonic 2 does in the game. Which strongly suggests that, yes, they are relative. Because you could reverse the logic and say, okay, well, by that logic, Supersonic would replicate what Hyper would do.
wiped out, Saitama fully learns the technique, and they both amass
And also, just based off feats, like Supersonic 2 is way more powerful.
enough power to create a universe inside themselves. Saitama
Oh,
creates
fucking hell, Universal Saitama, steady on.
so much energy that he travels back in time and defeats Garo with 0 punches, implying that he beat him with a reverse punch. Saitama's travel ability is more like a rewind ability. It's not like a conventional time machine, since he's more so just undoing what already happened, directly. Now it's up for debate if Saitama also loses the knowledge on how to use this technique, because he is a bit confused once it's all said and done, as it would make sense that he may have
Is he actually
forgotten
gonna
while
scale
reversing
Saitama?
time.
What is he
So
doing?
we may not be able to grant him his reverse time ability just yet, but his durability should be granted. He should be universe level since he survived creating antiparticles in his own body. Even if he doesn't know he has universal durability.
Okay, that's fine. Universal durability, immeasurable speed. He gets fucked by base Sonic.
In this segment specifically talking about said form, since we discussed Sonic at least 5 million times in the past, Hypersonic is achieved once Sonic gets all 7 Super Emeralds, not Chaos Emeralds, but the Super Emeralds, as these are technically the Chaos Emeralds that got transformed with the Master Emerald, which means they're pretty much an upgraded form of the Chaos Emerald, and they reside in another dimension.
He didn't do it because Sega didn't allow him to, meaning if Hypersonic does make an appearance, they have plans for a larger feat. They've confirmed that Hypersonic will never reappear. Like, Hypersonic isn't coming back. So unfortunately,
the basic principle is that they didn't. Ironically, wanted Hypersonic to be. Yeah, I'm sorry.
Like, ironically enough, like base Frontier's Sonic would probably beat Hypersonic in a fight, just because of the power gap in the series. Unironically.
Well, I was just about to say that statement doesn't work considering what you just said, Rift, is the only reason Ian Flynn couldn't make Supersonic 2 Hyper is because Sega wouldn't allow him. Not because they have future plans, but because they just don't want Hypersonic coming back.
Hypersonic?
Yeah, but he does flat out say, who do you think's more powerful, modern Hypersonic or modern? Modern Hypersonic doesn't exist, so yeah, modern Cyber.
Appears canonically.
Like, modern Hypersonic doesn't exist, it's literally copium. It's headcanon, and nothing more besides that. It's fanfiction. Like, it's not official, so it doesn't matter.
In just one game, being Sonic the Hedgehog 3 and Knuckles. To make a long story short, Hypersonic is a
who wins, Archie Sonic or Wally West, both at their full power? I'd probably lean towards Flash, but that's just me.
Far more powerful version of Supersonic, but this raises a few questions. How powerful is Supersonic? How much more powerful is Hypersonic than Supersonic? And ultimately, how powerful is Hypersonic?
I mean, you wouldn't even need the super forms to beat Saitama. Like, you've said universal scaling for Saitama and immeasurable speed. It's like, yeah, base Sonic bullies him.
Was powerful enough to defeat the Death Egg robot when that robot was charged.
Scumjuice, you've asked that question once before, and I will continue to ignore you. If you say that once more, you're getting banned.
Up with the power of the Master Emerald. The Death Egg was already a planetary level.
If he would, well, irrelevant, he isn't. Like, I don't know what to say. Like Hypersonic is irrelevant, I don't know what to tell you.
Right. So for this planetary level threat, as seen in Sonic 2, was able to tank attacks from Hypersonic.
America is goated, tell that to your economy.
Just seen in Sonic 3 and Knuckles. This should easily, at the very least, make Hypersonic large planet level. Now.
Oh, Jesus Christ. Large planet Hypersonic. The pain. That moment when movie Sonic beats Hypersonic. The pain.
Since one Super Emerald can transform Sonic into a super form, Hypersonic is the causation of all 7 Super Emeralds, making Hypersonic 7 times more powerful than Supersonic. Supersonic in the classic games...
Fairly certain that is, like, headcanon. I'm fairly certain it makes him more powerful than that.
...was already a planet
Also, can I ask...
threat.
Yeah,
can you pause it for a second? I know nothing about Sonic scaling that in depth, but wouldn't you start with the highest tiers and then just look at anti-feats after?
Something like that.
That way that you can only address like the high balls and the low balls.
Hey, Laserblade, how you doing? Thank you very much for the $2. Who wins, Excalibur or Darkspine? Excalibur, because he's confirmed to be like more powerful than Darkspine, and he also has Excalibur, which negates durability. So he'd probably be able to one-shot with that. It's like Darkspine doesn't really have much that Excalibur doesn't. Like, Excalibur can counter, like, the reality warping and shit.
So if we were to multiply this by 7, Hypersonic becomes multi-large planet level, arguably solar...
Multi-large planet, there's literally no such thing.
System level.
You're either large planetary or you're star. Or dwarf star, technically, but...
An MFTL plus. Keep in mind...
FTL, oh, fuck me. Oh, dear. Oh, dear.
I know nothing, and I'm just like, based on what you told me, he's already getting a lot of shit wrong.
Star level hypersonic, FTL hypersonic. Oh, Jesus Christ.
Isn't this the same Sonic who beat an entity that surpassed space and time?
Yeah, and he does that like all the time. To put it into context, Super Smash Bros. Brawl, the series that literally isn't canon to the games, has better speed scaling for Sonic than what he is presenting. Because at the very least, Smash Bros. Implies that Super Sonic is light speed. This guy is implying that hypersonic is light speed.
We're going off of accomplished feats. Hypothetically, these emeralds grant infinite power, as it does state they are infinite power in the manuscripts, but we have never seen hypersonic reach a true state of omnipotence as far as accomplishments.
Infinite isn't omnipotence, you fucking dick. What are you on about?
Also, is he ignoring he outran a black hole in base?
To be fair, your channel is Sonic based. Of course, you're gonna call this dishonest. Well, I mean, again, Riley F. Like, I don't want to be that guy. Like, if something is being dishonest, I'm going to call it out. It's got nothing to do with the fact that I like Sonic and I make Sonic content. Like, that's a very immature, like, very, like, narrow-minded view of the world.
Put it like this. If he denied something that was true, then you have every right to criticize, but he didn't deny anything that was untrue.
Because at the end of the day, like, I don't give a fuck who wins. I care about the facts presented. It's like, you could put, like, I don't know, true form Darkseid against base Sonic. It's like, yeah, obviously Darkseid's gonna bully him. But if you say that Sonic is like city block level, like, yeah, I'm gonna have an issue with it. It's like, even if I agree with the outcome, it's like, you're still downplaying. Or wanking.
I'm not saying...
Also, Riley F, I do want to say, Riley F, I will happily debate you on Classic Sonic versus Sonic X anytime.
Can't happen, but we have no visible proof of it canonically happening within the game. The biggest weakness...
Sorry, it's just I've seen the Sonic fanbase. I'm not surprised, because honestly, Cypher Sonic, or whoever that guy is that you interacted with, he's a pretty big prick, so honestly, I don't blame you.
...of Hypersonic is...
It's like, even when, I called him out on his behavior, especially, like, how he conducts himself with, like, community posts and shit. Yeah, I don't know what to say. He doesn't strike me as a very good person. His apology was very half-assed at best. So, it's rough. But anyways. Oh shit, I didn't mean to put it on my watch later.
Time. Sonic can't stay in the form forever and needs to constantly obtain rings in order for his body to hold all that power in one place. Overall, Hypersonic is easily a multi-planet MFTL Plus level threat, though it is stated he does have potential to have infinite power.
Oh, fucking hell.
And now, let's...
Oh, is that it? Oh, Jesus. You literally ignored 30 years worth of games just to focus on this one thing. Oh, Christ.
AKA a low-budget death battle.
Chat. Large planetary hypersonic. Faster than light hypersonic. Is this the worst scaling you've seen for hypersonic, yes or no? I have not seen anything worse than this.
Not to mention he wanked Saitama.
That is incredible.
Like, this is just clear, like, highballing and lowballing
to put into context how inaccurate this is, you know in Sonic Unleashed when the individual Chaos Emeralds, like, move the chunks of the planet? Each time, like, those continental shifts have large planetary calcs. For one normal Chaos Emerald, you can get large planetary calcs from that, based on how fast it moved the continent and all that shit. Like, man. Also, completely forgetting Sonic and the Secret Rings, which is my go-to game for Sonic scaling. In his base, he beat a guy who had consumed multiple universal realms whilst he was in a weakened state. And you also have statements from Sonic saying he is just flat out faster than time itself, which we know is true because of generations. So it's like, even then, it's like base Sonic, even in a weakened state, would have, like, equal scaling to what he presented for Saitama. Fucking large planetary hypersonic. Did I hear that right? I feel like I didn't. I feel like I'm, like, asleep and just dreaming this.
Ready for the fight.
Yes, you did. If that wasn't killing your brain cells, it definitely is now.
That's insane. gotta go. See you later. Yeah, no worries, dude.
Hopefully you enjoyed that animation, and if you did, super special thanks to Team Stalemate.
Just skip a little bit.
Both characters
right there.
do have statements that could argue them as no limits fallacies and being an infinite power type character. But if we base this fight off of accomplished feats, Saitama takes the fight quite easily with his upgraded ability.
Oh, accomplished feats. Let me ignore 30 years worth of Sonic games and then say he has no feats. Great logic.
Well, what
one
is Saitama's best feat?
Well, the only feat he presented was he could, like, contain a universe within his body, apparently, but it's like, Sonic has just done... He's beaten characters who have done that, so who cares? It's like it's like he beat the Eraser Jin, who was contained, like, he absorbed, like, multiple Arabian Nights storylines that are confirmed to be, like, their own universes.
Well, it's just like... It's like you said, like, the feats presented, it's just like you ignored one side just to support the other. It's just clear bias.
That's yeah, it literally is bias, and it's ridiculous. And the funny thing about this is that this same version of Hypersonic should upscale the same classic Supersonic who fought the Time Eater. So it's like, even if you go based off that, it's like, classic Hypersonic should still be, like, multiversal, immeasurable speed. But that would require cognitive thinking, I guess.
During the first episode, Saitama
or just basic
was
homework.
A planet buster, and Sonic was easily multi-planet. In this fight,
Sonic was easily multi-planet. Ooh, steady on.
Sonic is at best solar system level in terms of accomplished feats.
That's bullshit, and you know it.
His hyper form, and Saitama at lowest is...
Solaris doesn't exist. The Egg Salamander doesn't exist. The Egg Wizard doesn't exist. Fucking Dark Gaia doesn't exist. The Egg Nago Wisp armor, that doesn't exist. The Mother Wisp, that doesn't exist. The Time Eater, Infinite. Giganto, Wyvern, Knight, they don't exist.
Well, want to ask, does this take place after or before Frontiers?
He's using... came out 2 years ago, so bare minimum it has the base game scaling of Frontiers.
Which would still be better than anything you just said. Gotcha.
Basically, yeah.
Around solar system level, arguably universal level, considering he was able to tank the creation of antimatter. Sonic's hyperform might have a slight speed edge, but then again, Saitama has a number of feats putting him above FTL for sure. But even if you
FTL, Jesus Christ.
want to grant Hypersonic the speed edge, the ultimate downfall of Hypersonic would be how long he can stay in that form. Even if he can last in the form for days, his solar system level attacks would be no match for Saitama's universal durability.
Holy
fuck. Once
fuck.
that form runs out, Saitama would go for the insta-kill, making the winner of this rematch the caped baldy Saitama.
Yeah, that's bullshit. That is terrible. Yeah, I don't know what to say. Guys, give me another fight. Actually, hold on. We'll watch. We'll do Infinite versus Mephiles, because that was one that someone recommended to me a while ago. I think it was this one, yeah, that I like partially watched.
Which was trapped inside Princess. And let's get down to brass tacks. So
can I ask where you're getting the information that Arabian Nights are universes? So in the I think it's the game. You know, like with physical games back in the day, how you get like the booklet and shit. It's confirmed that the Night Palace, which I believe is the final world in the game, the one that the Eraser Jin controls, it's confirmed to have an astral plane that is universal in size. Like it's an infinite-sized astral plane trapped within the Night Palace. And hilariously enough, that's also a very good speed feat for base Sonic, because he's able to travel across, like, this infinite-sized astral plane. So it's like, you could say that that's, like, MFTL plus, or, like, infinite speed for even base Sonic. And you gotta keep in mind, he had the Arrow of Flame, sapping his life force whilst this happened. So that's, like, a weaker version of Sonic that takes place in that. It's ridiculous. Even basic scaling for Supersonic with Solaris makes him way above Solar System. Yeah, it's insane.
to fully appreciate
Hello, Riff. Name of the song at the beginning. It's just a remix of Aquarium Park.
initiate this battle, we first need to unpack exactly who these villains are and what they're capable of. Starting
Could you do Blaze vs Starfire? Fairly certain we already looked at that one.
With Mephiles.
In like a
Created by the
previous stream.
scientists of Soliana when they split the sun god Solaris in half in a failed attempt to unlock the powers of time travel. Mephiles is the mind and will of that god made manifest, a twisted entity of darkness and cunning. Initially captured by Shadow the Hedgehog in the Scepter of Darkness, Mephiles escaped when the scepter was damaged, now with two goals in mind. Torment Shadow, the being who defeated him and captured him for decades, and realize his union with the Flames of Disaster Iblis, which was trapped inside Princess Elise. Mephiles knew that combining their powers again would restore his full godly form as Solaris, effectively making him unstoppable. Over the course of Sonic 06, Mephiles became one of the most menacing villains the Sonic franchise has ever known. He's the only character in the series who successfully killed Sonic outright, setting off events leading to his brief return as Solaris. Eventually, though, he was defeated by Sonic, Shadow, and
Tell you what, okay, so he's giving a brief breakdown. We'll skip ahead to the actual fight itself.
So with that tangent out of the way, we'll
Are we using Solaris in this debate? I'm fairly certain it's just Infinite.
need to scale these two characters another way. Luckily, that is pretty easy. In terms of raw strength and speed, we know definitively that Infinite is superior to Mephiles.
Facts. Yeah, Infinite is superior to Mephiles. In terms of AP and speed, at least.
Why? Well, Sonic, Shadow, and all the main...
Chat, who do you think would win, Infinite or Mephiles? In my opinion, I think Infinite would win. Like, he's like way significantly more powerful, should be too fast. Mephiles has quite a few anti-feats going for him.
Players in the franchise all get stronger and faster with each passing game.
Yep.
We see classic Sonic grow stronger in generations as he learns the boost. It took Super Sonic to defeat Perfect Chaos in Sonic Adventure, but base Sonic managed it in generations. And in Sonic Forces, Sonic says directly to Infinite that he grows stronger and faster as time goes on, which is why he fared better in later fights against the villain. Since Infinite easily overpowered Forces era Sonic, and that Sonic vastly outclasses the Sonic and Shadow of 06, who were roughly equal to Mephiles, Infinite should...
Were they roughly equal to him? I'd say Mephiles was more powerful than them. Maybe. Possibly. It kind of depends, because it's like, if you want to say that Mephiles was comparable to Iblis, it's like, technically all three of them have wins against Iblis. Silver especially. I don't know.
Dominate Mephiles in direct combat. But these two basically never use direct combat.
That's bullshit.
Deal in hacks and reality manipulation, so it's time to
I mean, it's still direct combat. No?
unpack that. Off the top, Mephiles is immortal. Infinite could beat him up for days and blast him with 100 suns, but he'll just keep regenerating out of the darkness over and
Not necessarily. Like, just because you lose over and over again, like, if your only win condition is you lose over and over again until that your opponent drops dead from old age, it's like, you've still lost over and over again. I'll never understand this argument. The idea that because, I genuinely think that being immortal does not mean shit in a fight. Because it's like, if you lose the fight, or if you have no chance of winning, it's like, you're still losing.
and over again. Infinite is stronger, but he needs something special to actually win this fight. The first possible win condition is for Infinite to trap Mephiles in null space. Mephiles can time travel pretty freely, which normally lets him escape these sorts of traps, but null space is specifically described as a Terran reality where space and time do not exist. You can't time travel in a dimension where time does not pass. The only way Sonic and the Avatar escaped null space was by moving fast enough to tear a hole in the fabric of the dimension, something Mephiles can't do. He's too slow, and if he could, he would have been able to escape his deleted timeline in Shadow Generations. It's just not within his skill set. Another possible way for Infinite to win is by creating a replica of the Scepter of Darkness, the magic...
Yeah, I don't think that'd happen. I don't even think he'd be aware of the Scepter of Darkness, to be honest.
Relic that Shadow originally used to seal away Mephiles. This is totally within the bounds of the Ruby's abilities, and would probably work really well, but Infinite would need to know about the Scepter first.
Yep.
Luckily, this
Agreed.
is something he might be able to do. After all, the Ruby operates on the fears of others, and as an immortal, Mephiles only fears one thing: imprisonment. That said, it's not in Infinite's repertoire to generate an enemy's specific fear. Otherwise, he probably would have just blasted Sonic with an ocean of water. Now, Mephiles does help his own chances in this fight with his extreme...
Do you think Cybersonic could beat Archie Supersonic? Archie... Cyber, specifically. See, the problem with Cyber is that he basically is like an all or nothing. Like, it's a case of either you one-shot with Cyber or you lose, basically. Because, like, the transformation is basically like a final gambit kind of thing. Now, if it was Supersonic 2, I think that would be more interesting. Because, like, yeah, it's not as powerful as Cyber, but the transformation lasts way longer.
extremely busted
I do think that Archie Sonic is, like, a little overrated in terms of power. Archie Sonic is Multiversal Plus. Yeah, so is Game Sonic. Like, even, like, games, yeah, like, even normal Supersonic within the game's Multiversal Plus. Like, that's fair. Not to mention as well the speed. Like, Game Sonic is, like, really fucking fast.
Ability to summon the Chaos Emeralds to himself. With all 7, he's much more powerful. Not as much as a super form, but it's definitely a boost, and his army of unending clones would at the very least annoy Infinite.
I mean, Infinite can create a bigger army, and he doesn't need a Chaos Emerald to do so. Like, he can literally, like, duplicate other characters. Like, he can create, like, an unlimited amount of shadows. Or Chaos Zeros. Like, I think that's fair.
Unfortunately, Mephiles is not fearless, and he doesn't operate in the realm of positivity. If the Ruby picks up any fear from him, which it absolutely would if he saw null space and grew scared of being trapped there, Infinite could just dispel the Chaos Emeralds out of Mephiles, just like the Phantom King did to Supersonic. All that said, Mephiles isn't completely hopeless. He is extremely smart and conniving, while Infinite is sort of like a big rampaging baby. If Mephiles can manage to suss out how the Ruby copy functions, he could theoretically make an army of copies to keep Infinite occupied, sneak one clone away to time travel to the past and learn more about the original Ruby, then return to the present and sabotage it. Realistically, this is what he would attempt to do. He loves to scheme and plan. But...
I mean, not necessarily. Like, during the events of Shadow Generations, he basically just grew a sword and tried swapping hands with Shadow.
This is a tough strategy that relies on Mephiles absolutely cinching like 50 skill checks in a row. It's definitely a possible win condition, but super unlikely. That said, he's the only guy in the whole series who ever managed to kill Sonic, and Infinite's greatest flaw is his cockiness. So, if somebody could pull this off, it would be Mephiles.
Well, hold on, no, because earlier you said that, like, Sonic during the events of 06 was way weaker than his Force's counterpart. So, like, why would that even matter?
It would be Mephiles. Lastly, sort of just as a fun what-if scenario, if Mephiles somehow managed to get his hands on the Phantom Ruby copy and assimilate with it, he would instantly see visions of his world destroyed by Iblis and then the birth of Solaris, his greatest desire. In this scenario, Infinite is reduced to a simple, normal jackal with no powers, and Mephiles takes the fight with 0 difficulty. But it's basically an impossible task to attack Infinite enough to retrieve the Ruby off of his body, so we can discount this as a possibility. So with all that out of the way, how does this fight actually go? In a chance encounter, Infinite is just stronger and faster. He hard counters Mephiles' power boost from the Chaos Emeralds and is likely not getting damaged by any of his attacks. While he can't kill the immortal Mephiles, he can trap him in null space, where he could never escape. Conversely, Mephiles' only real win conditions are catching Infinite off guard and stabbing him in the heart with a 360 no-scope from a couple hundred yards away, or pulling off a tricky-dicky escape where he learns about the original Phantom Ruby and finagles a way to remove it from the present timeline.
Yeah, I'll be honest. I mean, he basically lost me when he said, like, okay, Mephiles can't damage Infinite. It's like, okay, so he loses then. It's like, Infinite's more powerful, has better hacks, and he's faster. And he can't be damaged. It's like, okay. Like, who cares? Like, at that point, you've basically just done... At that point, you've basically just, you know, sealed your fate, as far as power goes, anyways. Right, what next, chat? Do we have any suggestions, or shall I just go video hunting? Also, is Asafe still here, or is Asafe gone quiet?
I'm still here. I'm just staying silent most of the time.
You good?
Yeah, I'm good. Just that thing in the back of my throat, remember?
Oh,
it's like
yeah, gotcha. Flub, flub, flub. No,
yeah, because when you get a scrape on the back of your, you know, your neck, like from the inside, because you scraped it, it hurts.
Video hunting, I've got nothing. Lol. Infinite versus Shadow Mewtwo. Interesting.
What's going on here?
No, watching some videos.
Oh, fun. I just got off work and I'm freaking tired.
Animation Rewind explains why Goku beats Game Sonic. Yeah, Animation Rewind is the same guy that said Game Hypersonic is weaker than movie Supersonic. Like, he is not a reliable source of information. Like, he just isn't.
Well, according to you, Hypersonic is complete fodder, so how is that out of the ordinary?
I mean, he's fodder compared to, like, modern Supersonic, but within the context of just how powerful he is, like, no, he's not fodder. Especially since his opponent was fucking One Punch Man. What, he said that? Yeah, he literally said that in the video. He said that Hypersonic in the games was large planetary, faster than light. That's what he said. Animation Rewind also explains why Goku Vegeta beat Sonic. I don't care. He's an unreliable source of information. He literally... He is beyond unreliable when it comes to Sonic. I don't care. Like, well, find me a reliable source of information, and maybe I'll take it seriously.
I mean, the guy's never really been reliable, because it's just like, all his videos just imply that you haven't read, watched, or, like, played any of the stuff that he's talking about. It's like,
yeah, that's ridiculous. Hey, BCD, how you doing? It's good to have you. Godzilla versus Doomslayer? I mean, let's keep it Sonic related.
With the mech.
Did I mention how much I hate fucking versus stuff?
Yeah, versus stuff can be pretty toxic.
Because I feel like the thing people constantly keep forgetting is that power scaling works differently in each canon. Just because one character is powerful in one verse doesn't make them powerful in another. Perfect example is Sonic. Sure, Sonic is powerful in his universe. He could be complete fodder in another. It's too inconsistent.
Yeah,
which is freaking stronger. And stuff.
Yeah, fuck me, I can't talk. Yeah, if a verse is like
the only time you should make comparisons
like it
is if it's against people of the same verse, like different versions of Sonic, different versions of the same character, but never different characters with completely different power systems.
What about Mario versus Sonic from Thai Records, lol? Fairly certain we watched like all of those fucking... Because obviously he had like beef with like that one guy. They went like back and forth. I think we watched like all 4 videos on that. I mean, we can watch it again if you want. But it is what it is. Unremarkable. Yeah, I like Unremarkable. And to be fair, I might debunk some Oh my Christ,
okay,
I can't talk.
Okay, Rip, before we watch anything else, I want to see that Sonic versus Stitch.
Sonic versus Stitch.
I need to see it. Yes.
Stitch's face is like my face when I heard large planetary hypersonic.
Yeah, play it before anything else happens.
Sonic and Stitch both grew away.
Oh, it's gonna be copyrighted music. Alright, I'll mute it, but...
He's touching me. No, she's touching me.
I haven't seen the Lilo and Stitch movie, so I don't really know.
It's basically a shittier version of the animated film, so you're not missing anything.
No, fair dues. It looks pretty cursed, not gonna lie.
Kind of looks like pre-release movie Sonic.
It kind of reminds me of, like, a more cursed Detective Pikachu. Right,
Mid to high difficulty.
Alright, what are we looking at, chat? Have we got any suggestions? Downplay the Hedgehog, yeah, exactly.
Also, the video is a bit laggy on my end, so I couldn't see the points that were given.
Yeah, it's fine. It's all good, don't worry.
All I know is that movie Sonic won mid to high difficulty.
I have absolutely no idea if this is a thing, but we'll find it. Why Goku versus Sonic is not close. See, the problem with that is that it's probably going to be... I mean, hang on, let me just check. Is it actually... Oh, they do use game stuff. Fair enough. So it's like the problem with Dragon Ball is I just don't really know shit about it.
Well, it's just like
so
to me,
I
I
think
feel like
it's not
Dragon
really
Ball is
fair
kind
to critique something like this you don't know the other half of.
Yeah, that's the frustrating thing. It's like I'd like to know something where I know both combatants.
Well, it's just like for me, I feel like people overhype the thing that they're talking about, like especially when they want them to win. That's another reason why I don't get into Dragon Ball stuff.
Yeah, I
got
you.
All the time.
You know what? Let's try find a Sonic vs Mario one. That's always good.
You could try the
Oh Jesus! There was one that someone wanted me to watch a while ago, and I didn't do it. See if I can find it. I don't know if it was this one or not. Yoji Chronic Metal Sonic versus Infinity Ultron. Okay, fair enough. We'll do that one, considering you paid for it, so we'll do it. To be fair, he did scale Metal Sonic decently well in like his other video.
Whoa, that video got a lot of traction. I did not expect that, but hey, let's make another one of these Sonic vs. MCU videos.
Oh Jesus, no! Sonic vs. Fox by Smash Bracket. All right, I'll try to keep an eye on it.
So, why not do Neo Metal Sonic versus Infinity Ultron? Both characters are somewhat relevant due to really recent appearances, and they're just cool. Look at them. These guys are aura mongers. But they also share a lot of narrative parallels. Both of these guys are rogue AIs made by a genius tech guy to subsequently betray said tech guy to aspire to conquer the world in their own, twisted way. They both got really cool, slick-looking capes, and they also utilize a power source, right, that's represented by jewels of the rainbow-colored variety. So, the Infinity Stones and Chaos Emeralds. So these guys are really cool, really relevant, and they have a lot in common. So why not? I wanted to do Cell versus Metal
this guy's
Sonic.
actually in the Discord server, by the way. Like, Goji... I wouldn't say that I'm friends with the guy, but I'm chill with him. He's great.
But to be honest, that's kind of a spite match, especially with how I've been scaling Sonic
with your
pretty
Metal
consistently
Sonic
on it.
versus Cell video. Because it wasn't really fair for you to critique that. Damn it! Critique that because you don't know anything about Dragon Ball Z.
Yeah,
it's also the opportunity to talk about some of the high tiers in the MCU. Because I know a lot of you guys...
Well, that's the thing, though. It's like, and people in the comment section were like, oh, you're a Sonic fanboy, you only covered the Sonic stuff. It's like, yeah, I made it clear that I don't know the Dragon Ball stuff. So if you want the Dragon Ball side of things, I'm not your person. It's like... It is what it is.
I guess some people just had an issue with saying Cell is fodder if you don't know the source material.
Well, that's the thing. It's like I'm just saying. I was gonna say I don't think I ever said that he was fodder. It's more so just comparing him to Metal Sonic. It's like Cell is decent as far as I'm aware.
I don't know. For me, I've never really been impressed with Metal Sonic.
So let me just talk about someone who actually is him. Like, I know a lot of you guys who still think
I know it's a bit of a hot
Thanos
take, but I'm just not impressed with Metal
planetary.
Sonic.
Well,
I mean, Metal Sonic does get folded by like quite a few characters in the Sonic series.
So
Well,
yeah, just watch
mimic.
this. I don't
He's
see
not the
how
real
Neo
deal.
Metal Sonic can freaking beat like Infinity Ultron.
It's like Shadow would beat Metal Sonic, Sage would beat him, Infinite would beat him. And obviously Sonic beats him more often than not. So it's like he's not like the strongest fish in the pond, but he isn't weak by any means.
How I feel about that matter, but Infinity Ultron on the other hand, he kind of just does that in his sleep. But before we get into today's...
See, an interesting thing about Goji Chronic is that he does tend to favor AP and durability quite a lot. Because it's like, I think it was either a video or a short he did, where he did movie Sonic versus Godzilla, and he said that like Sonic blitzes without any issue, but he's just not like strong enough to do anything to Godzilla, therefore Godzilla wins. So he does tend to prioritize like AP over like speed. So we'll see what happens.
This matchup, I want to ask you guys to subscribe to the channel. We're on the road to 100,000 subscribers by the end of the year, and at this point, sky's the limit. We post multiple shorts a week, as well as a long...
But he has downplayed the MCU a few times, so time will tell. I genuinely don't know what the outcome's going to be of this one.
I know that the live stream that we did is deleted now, but we reacted to his video on why Arkham Batman versus Insomniac Experiment is closer than you think.
Did I delete that?
No, because it was copyrighted because it was like Synthetic Man.
I mean, I'm fairly certain it's still on my channel, isn't it?
No, it's gone.
Oh, is it gone?
We can look at it again if you want to.
Wait, wait, what the fuck? It's completely gone.
Like, no one can see it because it's copyrighted, remember?
Wankers! Fucking embarrassing.
Long formatted videos such as the one you're watching right now, and on top of that, I've picked up streaming.
Well, thank you guys.
Oh, yeah, we can watch that video again.
Hope you guys are.
Why the fuck did Synthetic Man like copyright it?
So you can get a lot of content out of me. So with that out of the way, let's head into today's matchup. Infinity Ultron to me represents the first major power creep in the MCU, whereas
the thing that I really like about this guy is the fact that he posts like the most random shit and it somehow does really well. Like he posted like what was it, like Megan versus Freddy Fazbear or some shit, and it's like it's at like nearly 1 million views in like less than a week.
Everyone during the escapades of the Infinity Saga more or less...
Wait, when you say Megan, you mean that little robot girl?
Yeah, the horror characters. Like Megan the robot versus like Freddy Fazbear from the FNAF film.
Character that had a lot of promise but was ruined in the sequel.
Are you referring to Megan Wait, the sequel's not even out, is it?
Yeah, it's Megan.
Yep, yes, apparently it's out.
Well, the sequel's out. Fucking hell, I must live in a hyperbolic time chamber then.
Infinity Ultron doesn't have that weakness at all, as the first thing that he does before the story even really starts is destroy every being in the universe. And whereas Thanos threatened to do the exact same thing with the stones instantaneously, Ultron seems to be a fan of doing his own dirty work, as no one and nowhere was spared from his wrath. Everyone from the Avengers, Guardians of the Galaxy, to even past villains, Ultron got his hands on all of them. So let's start to try to quantify his AP. Starting from jump, even before gaining the stones, he defeats the Avengers, with some notable achievements in this time frame, including breaking Captain America's shield, which has at least moon level durability as it can endure weapons from Thor, with said weapons being described to be the most powerful in the universe by a guy who can create weapons.
One of the things I do hate in the What If series with Infinity Ultron is the fact he's still able to use the powers of the Infinity Stones outside of his own
native universe. Yeah, because the Infinity Stones shouldn't work outside your universe.
Yeah, and the fact that he was able to use the Infinity Stones outside his universe is so stupid, and it breaks the rules of the
fairly certain that is only a comics thing, though. Like, that's not really been established for the films.
Well, no, it's just like in terms of What If, it's like they say each Infinity Stone is unique to its own universe. They verbatim say that.
Fair enough.
But it's just like they're like somehow it doesn't apply to Ultron. That's why they couldn't destroy the Infinity
Riley,
Stones.
that's my issue I have there.
Riley, in response to your point, it's like, yeah, obviously I'm not going to talk about the Dragon Ball side of things because I don't know shit about Dragon Ball. It's like I'd rather not misrepresent the side. Like, 'cause at the end of the day,
know what you're talking about.
Because at the end of the it's like I'm gonna talk about things that A, I know things about, and B, I actually give a fuck about. It's like I don't know shit about Dragon Ball and I don't care for Dragon Ball, so I'm not gonna talk about Dragon Ball.
that can destroy entire moons. And he also kills Thanos, the guy who can output energy into teratons with the grip of his hands, and endure enough resting energy to light up a continent.
It's kind of crazy to think about that if Vision had just got off his ass in Infinity War, he would have one-shot Thanos, apparently.
Via using the Infinity Stone.
He just laser him.
All this time they hyped up Captain Marvel as being OP. It's like, no, we just needed Vision.
Since seeing this range of AP, he
builds
Asgard to a country level extent.
Well, it's like Thanos was pulling out the Mind Stone. He could have just lasered him.
Multiple planets around it, and he stands at the epicenter of said explosion, and he appears to literally no-sell it after the fact, granting him small star-level AP and durability, and he also blows up Ego quite violently. Ego the Living Planet is confirmed to be a Celestial, but I'm not sure if he's on the same tier as the other ones who blow up planets just by being born or make stars and galaxies, but the Watcher confirms that the universe was indeed empty after Ultron's reign of terror. So either way you look at it, he would scale to even the strongest Celestials that we know about. So let's just get into their scaling for a bit because it's a lot.
It's been a hot minute since I've actually talked about fucking the MCU. It's been a while since I've talked about that scaling.
Well, it's like, I don't even know why he's bringing up AP, because it should be irrelevant with the Infinity Stones.
But it's also one of those... It's actually, the MCU is so fascinating when it comes to power scaling. So it's like, there are a lot of people who downplay it, and there's a lot of evidence that you could use to downplay it. But likewise,
and there are those who overhype the shit out of it.
Yeah, but there's also evidence to back that up as well, which is quite weird. It's a very fascinating verse.
How should I put it? It's when contradiction after contradiction keeps contradicting each other.
Well, yeah, because it's like, unironically, there is evidence to say that Thor, Hela, Odin, Surtur, characters on this level are like Galaxy to Universal. Is it consistent? Is it fuck? But the point is that it still exists. It's kind of crazy to think about.
As I previously alluded to, the Celestials have a plan
MCU doesn't really care about power scaling. True. They're about as consistent as my upload schedule.
Of cosmic scaling chains.
I mean, you have Doctor Strange who can take on Thanos who struggles with the monster and Multiverse of Madness.
God damn it.
We don't fucking talk about...
Yeah, you have Thanos, struggling against literally everyone. Meanwhile, the fucking Illuminati, who got folded by a weaker Scarlet Witch, it's like they can somehow beat Thanos. It's like, okay.
That fall under their capabilities. They can also make stars that dwarf entire galaxies, and they're progenitors to the universe itself.
Well,
as
to be fair, a lot of them are acting like complete idiots.
And this would pretty much grant these guys multi-galactic AP.
Be nowhere near the same power as Charles Xavier.
You say that, it is slightly concerning how much the MCU overhypes Captain Carter.
Yeah, well, she got chopped in half, Darth Maul style.
Which is surprising.
I would think it's cool if it wasn't fucking Scarlet Witch.
Well, what makes it stupider
what do you mean by that? What do you mean by that?
I don't like Scarlet Witch, and never have.
You've never liked what? Not even in Age of Ultron.
She was barely really a character in that.
Well, yeah.
Plus, I don't remember Age of Ultron.
Even in Civil War and stuff, it's like, yeah, I agree, they've completely ruined her character, but it's like she used to be decent.
I think it all happened. I think I started losing interest when she got together with Vision, because I did not give a fuck about that.
Yeah, that was in Civil War when that happened. So it's like in Age of Ultron, she was decent.
Not to mention that Scarlet Witch was a complete fucking psychopath in WandaVision.
We don't talk about that, bro. If you think she's a psychopath in WandaVision, never watch Multiverse of Madness.
Too late for that one.
I was gonna say if she's a psycho in WandaVision, she's like the fucking Joker in Multiverse of Madness. Has Sonic ever fought Beerus, a god of destruction? Yes. He's fought Solaris, who is literally... Yes. Also, what do you mean, the god of destruction? You do realize that Perfect Chaos is literally the god of destruction, right? Within the Sonicverse. And he's beat him in base form.
God of destruction.
Yeah, what do you mean? Yeah, obviously different power levels, but yeah, Perfect Chaos is the god of destruction.
Has stated and shown to be able to do. I don't think Uni is off the table though, as they literally contributed to making existence itself, and Ultron literally off-screened these guys. But
I give up, no one here is getting my point at all. I mean, to be fair, I literally just that was the first time I paid attention because I was talking to me mates.
Eventually, even after that, Ultron would set his targets onto much bigger
Plus,
fish.
I can't
as
see
Ultron
freaking
became cognitively aware of a higher level of existence,
the chat
where he
window
was
on the
eventually
screen,
coming close with the Watcher himself, a being who exists beyond the multiverse itself, and a plane of existence described to be both beyond space and time.
Also, the Watcher kind of
base
sucks
MCU
ass.
multiverse being staged.
From what I've seen.
Yeah, the thing with the Watcher is that he basically, he doesn't really do much, he just observes shit. He's kind of like,
isn't...
If I had to compare it to something, he's like, you've seen the Justice League Unlimited show, haven't you?
Yes.
Yeah, he's kind of like, Amazo. Like, not when Amazo is, like, fucking everyone up, like Gold Amazo. Where it's like, he's just so powerful, but he just doesn't really do much. Like, I think that's kind of what they were trying to do with him, but it just didn't work as well.
Which was stupid, because if it was any consistent, freaking Infinity Ultron would be, slap the shit out of.
I mean, to be fair,
it just makes you question, why didn't Doctor Strange and the Watcher team up?
Hey, super
like, why do this elaborate plan with the other like heroes?
Chat, that's actually...
Isn't the Doctor Strange in this show like a complete fucking edgelord?
Yes, in one of the episodes. Also, chat, an actual versus battle that I was tempted to do was Sonic X versus Justice League Unlimited Superman.
That actually sounds pretty cool, I'm not gonna lie.
Yes.
To be infinite multiple times.
What do you guys think about that?
The Watcher, by existing so far beyond it that its boundaries are irrelevant to him, would grant him at worst low complex.
Also, I do kind of like this design of Ultron, but it's kind of like Vision in a suit of armor. Like, I really like that design.
Dimensional AP, which is a notion solidified by the recent group miniseries.
That was a weird as hell.
The Watcher himself
freaking pause you did right there.
I think I paused on the Watcher, not gonna lie.
Ultron could swap hands with him.
Yeah, you paused on the Watcher and look like
the
Watcher was trying to
destroying
smooch me.
multiple universes with the mere shockwaves of each of his blows, turning the collateral into, quote, a big messy universe soup, according to the writer of What If, granting Ultron low multiverse to the more than likely low complex multiverse.
Let's stop the debate. Sonic versus Goku isn't even close. See, this is the thing. It's like Sonic and Goku are some of those. It's like Superman versus Goku all over again. It's like people just insist that both characters win. Like it's ridiculous. It's kind of like one of those where like I just kind of stop caring after a while.
When it comes to stuff like that, I don't want to open that can of worms.
Yeah, like Superman, but it's like there's just so much shit for both sides. It's like insane.
Well, I feel like the better question is, if one were to go evil, could the other stop them? That's just like, I feel like that's where most versus battles comes from. It's like the idea of what
I would
the
probably
hero
think
going.
In the case, if it was Superman going evil, probably because for some reason whenever Superman's evil, he's kind of an idiot.
It kind of depends, but yeah, you're not too wrong there.
Universal AP. But we can still get him even higher, as the Watcher says that Ultron possesses a threat that even he couldn't.
I mean, Goku's never been bright either, but I don't see him being much of a villain.
Stories that contain alternate variants of
I feel like Goku is
even
too pure to be
himself.
a villain.
Not only that, he's also so far above these beings that he sees them as stories.
Also, I know this is going off topic, but can I throw this idea out there? Instead of we've seen a lot of evil like Superman, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, Homelander, Omni-Man,
like Brightburn.
Like instead of an evil Superman, how interesting would it be to see an evil Batman?
I mean, technically we. I mean, yeah, I agree, because it's like the only.
I do not remember like any evil.
The only evil Batman that I can think of off the top of my head was Owlman from like the Justice League film.
Yeah, Owlman was like an amazing freaking character. Like freaking,
yeah.
I want to see more of that. Like, how interesting would it be to see an evil Batman?
I mean, the closest thing that we've had to an evil Batman like recently is probably Black Noir, but he wasn't really like evil.
There's also the DC Metal series, which I don't really like counting anymore because it went completely off the fucking rails the further it went.
I was gonna say, it's not really an evil Batman, but it's, like when Thomas Wayne was Batman, how he was like way more dark, way more brutal than Bruce was.
Yeah.
That would be pretty cool, an evil
Which basically
Batman.
shows that Bruce is a better man than his father.
The problem with fuck me, I can't talk. Yeah, the problem with evil Batman though is it's kind of like narratively implied that like no one can stop him, which is like kind of weird. It's like Batman's kind of like one of those characters where like it can basically be him against the whole Justice League and yet he'll still somehow win.
It's also funny because in some alternate universes he makes himself Doomsday when he's fighting an evil Superman just to beat him.
John, please do not force your religious views on other people. We come in with, like, please don't do that.
Wait, what?
If you have speech impediment, yeah, I speak fluent bollocks. John in chat, please don't force your religious views on other people. I'm not going to judge you for having religious views, you're welcome to have them, but please do not enforce them on other people.
Plus, it kind of, like, takes away the point of, like,
Rift, look at Game Sonic and Goku, both sides, not just one, and give an honest and genuine opinion on who would win. See, it's really annoying, because if we're talking Game Sonic and Goku, it's like, I don't really agree with outer Game Sonic. I think that is wank. Some people say that Goku has outer scaling, but, like, it is what it is. As far as I'm aware, at least, I think it would just come down to speed. And I am kind of leaning towards Sonic in that regard. Like, I just feel like it's more consistent for him to have, like, you know,
it's just like, I don't know if
I can agree with that myself because
so
Goku
can I address this right now? Can I address this now? Why do people say they have outer scaling when they haven't even established hyperversal scaling for them?
Yeah,
which means that they're at the level of concepts, not like beyond concepts.
It's like they are like really similar. I will say that. And I could totally argue if you argue one. It's like where I disagree is when someone says like, oh, it one just one shots the other. It's like I don't really agree with that. But anyways, also Slobin, how you doing? But can Jesus beat Goku? No comment.
God damn it. We know what he does. Ultron upscaling Dormammu directly is pretty neat because he's a character who was described to be possibly an 11th dimensional being.
Yep.
So if
Rick's
you
really aware of
really
my religion,
win,
so I really don't.
I don't think that I jive with that meta personally, but I'm gonna let y'all
Discord
just do what you want with it, at least for now. But let's head on to his other statistics. As
like
for
I said to anyone,
believing
in something beyond yourself is not a problem, but it's trying to make people believe it without like reason. That's a problem.
Of light years in the span of seconds. But
if you just do it because you want to,
a fifth-dimensional being who transcends space.
Did Captain Carter put up her shield and survive that giant supernova explosion?
Yeah, out of context.
It was amped,
yeah, she had Doctor Strange protecting her.
Oh, okay.
There was like an adaptation put on.
I was.
Otherwise, she would have been fucked. Otherwise,
I was about to call bullshit on that one.
I was about to say, yeah, out of context, that scene makes no sense. Funnily enough, like Ultron looks at Doctor Strange and he's like, "Yeah, if I kill you, you're all fucked." So it's like, yeah, not even Thor was like 1% of this version of Doctor Strange.
Well, it's like
Ultron literally looked at Strange and he was just like, "Oh, all I have to do is kill you and then I win."
Like, isn't the Thor in What If kind of an immature man-child?
Well, he's an idiot.
He's basically like Phase 1 Thor, where it's like he's just
he never learned his lesson.
Yeah, he's just like an arrogant asshole kind of thing. Like he never learned like humiliation or like teamwork and shit like that. Well, teamwork not so much because he does work with a team to stop Ultron, but you know what I mean. He's basically just a dickhead.
For his hacks, a lot of these just come from the stones that he possesses.
I was asking a lot of questions because there's a lot of What If that I can't remember.
Physics with the space
Only thing I really remember is that they hyped
the
shit out of Captain Carter.
As it seems, and because he utilizes all of the stones at once, he has infinite power.
Well, no, Captain Carter actually has the platonic concept of feminism on her side, so she one-shots.
He can just draw from, due to the Power Stone becoming a beacon of infinite strength.
That literally gave me cancer, Riff. Thanks.
She has the power of Disney on her side. She can't lose.
The other
oh god, that's also, even worse.
Chat, do you know what's hilarious? The fact that we may... Chat, have you guys seen Ironheart yet? We may have a show that's worse than She-Hulk.
No. Saying that, oh, you can't be Iron... Like, Tony that's only got true. Where he is because he's a billionaire.
No, genuinely, Bankai, I'm not... You know how much I hate She-Hulk, but Ironheart is so bad.
No.
Go like this. When Ironheart said that she needed a billion...
I genuinely think it is the worst
I hope it's Luke Skywalker right now with Vader saying, "I am your father." That's how I'm feeling right now.
He told me enough.
It's
told me She-Hulk was the worst.
He told me you're the worst show.
Ironheart is the worst.
No.
You know it to be true.
Google, you know it to be true.
No. Star Wars. Do you want to watch Star Wars versus after this?
Oh, God. Oh, Jesus.
Oh, God.
I'll be honest.
Seriously? Is Ironheart really worth it?
People hate it. Like people hate that
show
so
like this.
much.
It does to Hulk. She-Hulk does to Hulk. I mean, Ironheart does to Iron Man what She-Hulk does to Hulk, pretty much.
Yeah, like they basically
that's a sin in and of itself.
Yeah, they basically not only do they character assassinate Iron Man like once again, but they also just like she's literally she's like the opposite of John Walker, where it's like John Walker, it's like he's written to be an asshole, but you feel bad for him, and then Ironheart she's written like a hang on, no. Yeah. She's
written like a good person, yet she acts like an asshole.
Yeah, it's like Jesus. Never mind.
Even the Watcher could not foresee would mean that he should upscale any uses of
I knew
the
Ironheart was
from
going to be
prior
trash, but I had no idea it would be fucking.
So any character from Thanos to Malekith,
I think it genuinely could be some of the worst superhero media I've ever seen.
I mean, at this point, I feel like what they're doing is they're putting all the shitty ideas out first, so when Secret Wars comes out, they can just erase it all.
Don't get my hopes up, A-Safe.
Well, I'm just like, why are they experimenting like this unless they think they have a reset button?
Infinity Ultron can do what they can and more. And just like that, we scaled Infinity Ultron. It's quite the big
I'll be honest, I've completely lost my track of this video. Like, what the fuck is even going on? Okay. Like we just started talking about fucking Ironheart, and now I just have no idea where we were.
Okay.
All I know, Infinite Ultron with Captain Carter blocking the shield. That's where we left off.
Oh my fucking god, I hate Fortnite.
So yeah, if you
look at this.
Stop self-promoting. How dare you?
You do like Sonic content?
Yeah.
I do plan on making some in the near future, so come by and check it out. With Metal Sonic or Neo Metal Sonic returning in his new modern era, he has grown leaps and bounds in comparison to his past hero self, being consistently stated to be Eggman's greatest creation, which is shown as just in his base, he's not only able to take many of
I'm kind of confused on this. Is the comics connected to the games in any way?
There are...
Because I honestly have no idea.
See, I remember this specific comic he's showing. I believe this one is canon to the games. Not all of them are, though.
Battle against him.
I think.
Yeah, I don't like freaking taking stuff from the comics into account because not all the comics are connected to the games in any way.
I agree. Oh yeah, chat. I saw mention my hate to the company of Nintendo leveled me up. Yeah, it's funny. It's funny that you mentioned Nintendo because have you heard the fact that they're like increasing the prices of like the original Nintendo Switch?
What?
Oh, that's saying something.
I only saw like one screenshot out of context, but I'm fairly certain that the original Switch is now more expensive than the Xbox Series S.
How the fuck is that possible?
Not only is that embarrassing, it makes you just question their priorities.
Yeah, it's like normally, I think this is the first time in my life that I've seen a console generation get more expensive. Like when a new one
I feel like
comes
the higher
out.
ups in Nintendo need to be fucking fired.
Yeah, like they're literally increasing the price of the Nintendo Switch 1. I heard they're breaking Switch 2s. Yep, they're breaking Switch 2s as well. We need to watch Harmon Smith defend that.
Super form. And 3 shots.
Just be like, oh, well, you guys are poor for not affording this overpriced piece of shit handheld.
Sonic and Knuckles.
That's the shipment that got stolen a few weeks back.
Oh, dear. At this point, you should just write a note on your Nintendo Switch saying we are fucked as a species and just eject it into space and hope someone finds it.
I mean that he would also beat Supersonic.
Yeah, I'm thinking about like
to mention that
completely.
You could say it's been genophaged.
Greater than his as it's him plus
the genophage.
That's amazing.
Sonic's biodata, Shadow's biodata, and the Master Emerald itself.
It only
now after
affects fertility rates.
Doesn't
actually
the likes of Infinite.
Oh yeah, apparently Sonic Prime is canon to the games.
The time meter, but
yeah, it is.
also Infinite.
Which,
Bro,
is so fucking stupid. Why is it canon to the games?
I don't really know. Bro, you guys want a hot take regarding Sonic Prime? I'll give you a hot take. I think that, I can't remember what the form's called. It's like Prism Sonic or some shit like that. He is stronger than, like, Sonic X, weirdly. Mainly just because he's connected to the games and for literally no other reason. Like, if he wasn't connected to the games, he'd be fodder. Yeah, it's like, if he wasn't connected to the games, he'd be fucking weak, but it's really just that
I did know another interesting fun fact of Sonic Prime.
Go on.
That apparently Shadow and Big have the same voice actor in that show.
Oh, that's hilarious. I believe it, though.
Big the Cat and Shadow
Hey, Rick,
the
you mind if I
Hedgehog
DM you after stream? You can DM me now if you want, my darling. You can just message me on Discord or what have you. How is Prime connected to the games? Who the fuck knows? Magic. There you go.
Good fucking question.
Dumbledore's ballsack. There you go. That's as good as a reasoning as you're ever gonna get. Fuck was I about to say then?
All I know is that fucking, for some reason,
after Nintendo Switches were getting sterilized.
No, it was somewhat Sonic related I was gonna say, and I forgot. Oh, yeah. Funnily enough, apparently Sonic Boom is actually way more powerful than people think. Because apparently he has, like, comic tie-ins where he had, like, a Mega Man crossover. Pretty interesting to think about. Maybe I'll cover it in a video someday.
As he's Eggman's greatest
How dare you
creation, which
say
would
that
include
piece
not
of
just
trash
Infinite,
is
but
more
even
powerful.
the Death Eggbot.
What?
I mean, it's the same show that ships Sonic and Amy.
What did I say?
It's also the same show that fucking has a character, Justin Bieber.
Justin Bieber. I forgot about that. That's hilarious.
Which is
my name is Justin. I'm a beaver. I'm Justin the Beaver.
His greatest creation, which would incline the lights of the Time Eater, which could
Freaking
erase
Canadian.
the entire timeline. Said timeline containing Mario World, which in itself contains an infinite fourth-dimensional space. Metal would also be beyond.
After this video, I'm gonna need a
which
piss.
was powered by both the Chaos and
I've been
Sword
laughing that
emeralds,
much.
which then allowed it to transcend dimensions. Making it
was also advertised that Boom is canon to the games. Bro, could you imagine, right, you know like at the end of Sonic Frontiers when Amy references Styx the fucking badger from Sonic Boom? Imagine if Boom actually is canon to the games now because of Sonic Frontiers.
That is... Just because Styx is canon does not mean Sonic Boom is canon.
Like, chat. What is it? Like, when people get annoyed at me for saying Sonic Frontiers doesn't handle references well, that's why. It's like they literally reference something that doesn't exist within the games. That's hilarious.
Yep.
Fucking Styx the Badger. To be fair, if there was one thing I'd want to be canon, it is Styx, because Styx was feckin' funny. But, like, that's about it.
Pure to their verse.
Fucking Justin Bieber, Percy, who was basically just a freaking, like... Percy had no characterization other than flirting with Sonic and Tails.
I personally think Sonic Boom did have a lot of potential when it was Sonic Synergy. Who knows how good that game would have been if Sega didn't fuck with it.
As low complex multiversal. However, according to
Sonic literally said the names of some of the IDW characters in Frontiers. Oh, did he? Oh, I must have missed that.
Official Sonic Forces website, Infinite was the strongest.
It's like it's to the point where I genuinely think that like the Sonic canon is like almost as fucked as the Doctor Who canon at this point. Like they just like every single thing is kind of canon but not really. It's like it's really weird.
Also, this is a bold-faced lie right here. Sonic's most powerful enemy yet. Yeah.
See, it's like, there was a guy...
bullshit on that one.
There was a guy who tried debunking this, but I didn't agree with their debunk. Not necessarily because, like, I think Infinite is that strong, I just hated their reasoning.
I personally do not believe Infinite is Sonic's strongest enemy in the slightest.
I mean, he definitely... I can tell
he's complete fucking water.
He definitely is more powerful than certain characters. Like, for example, he's more powerful than the, robots from Colors and Lost World. They don't really have...
Oh wow, more powerful than an Eggman robot. Very impressive.
I mean, to be fair, Eggman has built some pretty impressive robots over the years. The end is the most...
they still get destroyed by a little blue rodent.
Sonic fans in chat, please do not, like, he is he is a non-believer. Like, do not take out your anger on Bankai. He did nothing wrong.
Bankai is that guy who will doubt everything until proven otherwise. That's simple.
Exactly.
Bankai looks at Superman, he's like, why do people overhype him? He's literally a 6'4" human.
Fuck right off.
Why do people overhype Superman? He's just a regular guy.
Sonic's enemies to date, which would incline the likes of Solaris, which is verbatimly stated to be super dimensional even by...
Yeah, I think that's bollocks, to be honest. I don't really know. It's like... I'm kind of on the fence when people say that, like, Infinite is, like, more powerful than, like, the Time Eater and Solaris. It's like, I kind of don't know what to think about that. I mean... I don't know. It's weird. I don't know. Bankai having bad takes as usual. Bankai doesn't have bad takes. What are you on about?
He has the base takes in the sense that he will believe something under the assumption he doesn't know it. And then when he knows it, he will be based about it.
I mean, he is based, but, you know. John is right, Jesus is king. I mean, if you're religious, maybe, but I'm not religious, so please don't force your religious views on other people.
Put it like this. Jesus wouldn't want you to say, hey, I'm king 24/7, because isn't the whole point to be freaking humble?
Love thy neighbor.
Love thy neighbor, but don't put things in your neighbor's mouth when they don't want
I have a really hard time listening to chat because what I say, they always say I have a bad... I always have a bad take. No, what I say.
Can we just...
So yeah, honestly, I
Can we just appreciate what fucking Asafe just said? Love thy neighbor, but don't put things in their mouth without their consent.
By Eggman standards. Mind you, he can create 5th dimensional robots, so that is sane.
He's on his freaking villain arc, is A-Safe. Bloody hell.
Apparently so.
And to be brief, something
apparently I was just trying to give you
translates to it being
a hypothetical. I wasn't trying to be a villain, but hey, if it works.
So if
he just sounded so ominous the way you said it.
A base Neo Metal Sonic 6
okay, here's a better one. Don't shove stuff in my ear that I don't want to hear, even if
he could be amped
it's
upwards
true.
of 2-dimensional tiers. As Sonic and Blaze were able to fight the 5th dimensional egg salamander with the super amp.
It's so funny that a random guy who went through surgery is one of the most powerful characters in the verse, stronger than literal eldritch gods. Yeah, that's Sonic logic for you.
Base already being in the 3D tiers. If you agree with this interpretation, then Super Neo Metal Sonic can be upwards of 8th dimensional. However, I'll leave this up to your interpretation.
If cream and cheese were in forces, Infinite would have been washed. Yeah, facts. What are we doing? Exactly. How did we get here? Well, it started with the Big Bang, actually. That's how we got here.
You didn't know how relevant the name was until you heard of it, did you?
The Big Bang.
He's not either, as we've already established that he scales to Sonic, who's able to move and run in Limbo, which is a white void with no time existing in it at all.
I do love
it. Not just a resistance.
I absolutely love these streams. We go into the streams with the intention of watching a video, and then we just zone out and forget what's going on in the video.
Probably because the video wasn't that important to begin with.
Hey, Tony Sonic, thank you very much for the $4, you absolute legend. Hopefully you get yourself some Chaos Emeralds and make yourself gold, you little spiky fuck. I think that at most Infinite would upscale from the Razor Jin, who could have raised universes, not super dimensional or anything, but still incredibly powerful. Yeah, to be fair, that's fair. Because at the end of the day, it's like he would upscale from like Colors Sonic, who is more powerful than Secret Ring Sonic, who fought the Eraser Jin. So I think that's fair. I completely forgot what the video was about. Yeah, exactly. I have no fucking idea. Like, literally no fucking idea what it's all about. Absolutely non idea in the slightest. Non-zips.
Infinite versus who? I don't know.
No, it's Infinity Ultron. We already watched the Infinite video.
Inverse and out-of-verse that the Sonic's raw speed alone was enough fixing and restoring time, giving what most would call the Sonic's inaccessible.
I should jump in streams like more often. Yeah, streams are awesome. Chat, should I just do evening streams from now on? Because there are so many fucking people here. Should we just do evening streams from now on? Or is it a case of you guys just want me to react to shit?
Holiday.
Like you guys don't
or actually... Or could it just be the holiday?
Oh, I mean, maybe. But it's like... I don't think people want me to play games, they just want me to talk about things. Which, I mean, fair enough. Like, I'm happy to sit on my arse and do less work.
As you already know, metal upscales or scales above the time meter as well as infinite. With a time
we
meter
could play a
being
game, be it Repo, Space Marines, Monster Hunter.
Or to the end of time
what do you guys
itself.
think?
With them going
Bro, Monster
I don't really
Hunter,
want to play any games right now. I just want to relax.
They're essentially going
I was going to say,
beyond
after this, we can do the
equation.
Blood Moon on
Hence,
7
this
days
is
if you
speed
want,
most
but
people put
other than that, I don't really mind.
Speed tier. And just based
7 days would be really good to not 7 days. Monster Hunter would be really good to revisit at some point because
I would not revisit Wilds right now because it's going through a lot of issues.
Oh, is it? Oh, well, fuck me then.
Yeah.
Then
with my consent, of course.
Scale to this speed by having proxy of his upscale inverse, not to mention his super or potentially his higher.
I just want to talk with people. Yeah, I know, right? Like having friends is awesome.
Metal Overlord states. With Neo Metal's abilities just being as unique as himself, while being made to be Sonic perfected, he not only has all of his abilities, but the potential to have anyone's abilities, as he can copy people's biodata seconds after seeing the person in action, not even needing to see the whole person's arsenals, as they just have to dispel one and then he has already copied them entirely. And with his super state, he would just logically have all the standard super abilities, such as the
now they're showing the freaking death battle animation. What is happening?
Or vulnerability one gets.
I just to have some footage to show.
He would have the time stop.
Because to be fair, Metal Sonic doesn't appear in a lot of modern games nowadays.
There was a statement saying that the Titans from Frontiers are on par with Solaris and the Time Eater. I disagree with it, but what do you think? I mean, all 4 Titans working together, like, yeah, I think that they would have surpassed them. Because obviously they were made to fight the End, and the End is, like, stronger than them both. Individual Titans? Maybe. I don't know. See, like, the problem with the Titans is that they wouldn't be able to beat Solaris because of his hacks. So it's like, even if they kill him in the present, it's like they wouldn't be able to, like, permanently kill him. As for the Time Eater, it's a bit more interesting.
So, as we can see, we have 2 very, very powerful, artificial intelligence guys, pretty much. So, between the both of them, who do I think would win? And I think, in my opinion, I got Neo Metal Sonic, right? And to analyze that, we're going to have to dive into both of their scaling chains. At first glance, you might think that Ultron has an advantage in this category due to his possible upscaling of an 11th dimensional Dormammu. And while I do think he does upscale Dormammu, I don't think Dormammu's 11D. I found this pretty nice thread on the subject, but even without, just utilizing this thread, it's pretty shaky to begin with. As the quote says that he's possibly an 11th dimensional being. And I mean, at the time, there's nothing really to argue at this point, but since then we've had the I Am Groot miniseries that confirms that the Watcher, a being who's so far above everything, that he views everything else as his stories, is 5th dimensional verbatim. So yeah, that's a pretty big anti-feat. And we know that Dormammu himself is not above like the MCU timeline. He's not like
when all the IQ come in. I know, right? Fucking hell, where'd that come from?
Galactus, where there's only one across the entire multiverse, as we've seen multiple variants of him just already. So with that debunked, basically both parties are around 5D. But the thing is that Neo Metal has a potential 6D argument that's not bad at all. So ironically, Neo Metal would just upscale Infinity Ultron by an entire level of dimensionality. Whereas Ultron and...
Whoa, the Time Eater isn't stronger than Solaris? To be fair, you could argue he is. At the very least, in terms of, like, raw power, you could. Like, I'm not saying the Time Eater beats Solaris, but in terms of, like, which one is more powerful of the two, I feel like you could argue the Time Eater is above him.
Infinity at best is infinite 5D, and that's via utilizing...
Because as Mr. Asius points out, like, strength isn't everything. It's like, just because a character is, like, more powerful than another, it's like, they're not guaranteed to win.
The Power Stone to its max potential. And there's also the fact that Neo...
Also, just out of interest, Bankai, because you're here, and, like, what... Fuck, what was I gonna say? I don't know.
Wanted to ask Bankai something about
yeah, I was gonna ask you something Spider-Man related, but oh yeah, was it Bankai or you, Asaf, who said, like, we should do, like Insomniac Spider-Man versus, like, Toby's Spider-Man as, like, a rematch?
Yeah, a rematch with the upstage scaling. And I would even just say, like, we just keep it base to base, no symbiotes. And if we include symbiotes, we would have to only use Black Suit for both. no anti-venom.
Yeah, that's fair. It's like, the thing that's quite fascinating about that is I feel like, even if you were to use, like, literally everything, for both of them, it's like, I would still possibly lean towards Insomniac.
Well, it's just like, you have like, the new comic coming out, where it's like, if you include the comics, it's just more of a, it's like, more evidence than the idea that one statement puts Toby in the comics level, whereas, like, Insomniac's just blatantly in the comics.
Well, that's the thing. It's like, the best thing you have for Toby is, like, one statement from one guy saying that he's equal to 616, but it's like, with Insomniac, it's like, you have, like, multiple more examples of him just, like, kind of scaling this off of
comic
characters.
Yeah.
You also have him in,
regardless,
you also have him in,
like
Across the Spider-Verse, where he's, like, relative to other Spider characters.
Well, to be honest, he probably is the strongest one there outside of that, you know, other one.
Well, to be fair,
who gets his ass kicked, but is OP.
Metal has...
well, hold on. Someone put a video. You should watch Beware Sonic vs. Dragon Ball. The Sonic parts are something. When you say something, what do you mean by that?
Much more versatile, you know, source of power via the Chaos Emeralds. You know, you're not going to see him get jumped.
I don't know if I'm going to pronounce your name wrong. I'm just going to call you George. George Lopez. Just because a character has one advantage over another doesn't mean they win. I mean, it depends on how big the advantage is. Because, like,
like, for example, if someone has high durability or high speed, and the other person doesn't have a high... Like, put it like this. If one character has high speeds that's, like, immeasurable, and the other has, like, invulnerability, both of them have such a large advantage that, yeah, you could argue neither one... Like, it doesn't guarantee their advantage beats them. But if one of them has that big advantage and the other one doesn't, then, yeah, the other person would win.
No, does Sonic...
I hope that makes sense.
Yeah, it's fair. Who would win, Super Shadow with the Doom powers versus Supersonic 2? Probably Supersonic 2. Like, I feel like they basically just gave that man a massive boost. It's a shame he only had one appearance, though.
By, like, random street tier characters and, you know,
I think it's a crime that you couldn't play as Supersonic in Frontiers outside of mods. I think that's complete shite.
For his foams, essentially. Because whereas, yes, Infinity Ultron is very strong, if you can somehow get those stones away from him, I mean, you know, it's fair game at that point. And that's not even something that Neo would need to do, because he's just...
Fucking Captain Carter just bullying Ultron. They just they just overhype this poor bitch. Like, genuinely. Like, it's so
like, she
sad.
was amped in this situation.
Well, no, wasn't that, like, one scenario that they just showed? Wasn't this from, like, the recent shit, where it's like, Ultron was good?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I remember that.
Well,
I haven't even watched season 2 of What If. I just remember, I just seen clips.
Stronger. So if these two synthetic AIs were to ever come blow to blow, I got my money on Neo Metal Sonic.
Hey, we got new,
Joker from Persona 5 is overpowered. You can scale him to Outerversal, and to the other Persona fans, Joker is the strongest MC. Thank you, everyone.
Hey, Disagree or Enjoyer, thank you for the $5. Joker from Persona 5 is OP, you can scale him to Outer, and to the other Persona fans, Joker is the strongest main character. Thank you, everyone. I don't really know shit about Persona. Although it is a verse that,
also,
but that's Britain's behind.
Britain's behind.
She does not represent us. Like, she's literally American in the fucking show.
Yeah, that's not how it works.
Yeah.
But yeah,
I mean, if she was, I mean, to be fair, like, I mean, if she was like Great Britain's ass, then yeah, I wouldn't be complaining.
That's the video. Do you have any disagreements?
By the way, I wanted to think of another thing that you can do for the Toby versus Insom video. Have it be Toby and Tom work together against Peter and Miles.
Yeah, or like Toby and Andrew or something like that.
Yeah, something. You know, just even the odds. Like if you want to do like a live action comparison.
Infinite versus Shadow Mewtwo. This is something that people keep bringing up. Joker really is ridiculously OP. Riff, rewatch that video I said I'll pay you $50 to make a debunk video on. You know what? Fuck it. We'll just rewatch it. Like, we'll just rewatch it, because at the end of the day, it's like a Mario vs Sonic thing, and that's like awesome. Where was it? Oh yeah, fucking Venom and Cinnamon. Fucking Muppet. Right.
I'm just thinking of that one meme from the Family Guy and the Simmons. Homer comes out, then it's, you know,
that's not the right one.
Peter. Like out of the bushes, back in and out.
Is it in the bad takes section on the Discord server? I feel like it is. Oh, fucking hell, it's another cyber person. Yeah, that's fair. Wow, Sonic vs. Mario. And the video is not showing up. Great! Oh, show up, you dick. Why is the video just not showing up? I love it when videos just don't show up. You're like searching for. I'm like trying different combinations. It's not working. Oh, Jesus. I have an idea. Hang on. I have an idea. So, copy that. Nailed it. Get flubbed, human. I worked out how to do it. But yeah, with that being said, I am just gonna go and why there's so many cyber YouTubers. I don't know, that's actually a good point. It's like there's so many like cyber YouTubers or like cypher YouTubers. It's like, what's the point? Like, is this like the new phase? Or is this like the new Twitch TV? Like, why is everyone just calling themselves cyber nowadays? Did he delete the video or private it? Maybe. Yeah, this is the video. Carson, if we watch it in the stream, I expect that $50, my friend. No, I'm joking. I don't really give a fuck if you pay me or not. Because at the end of the day, having you guys here is what matters most. It doesn't really matter if you pay me money, it's all good. Don't worry about it. Also, I rewatched this video, and holy crap.
If you guys enjoy the company, if anything else,
yeah,
just knowing that there's support in just little ways.
Yeah, it's like, if you guys just enjoy being here, that's all that matters. This video can't be that bad if it's worth $50. It is what it is. But yeah, with that being said, I am just going to go and get a drink and use the toilet. So this is going to be like an intermission.
I'll be right here entertaining the folks.
I will leave you in the comfortable fins of Puffer as well as Asafe and Bankai. So I will see you guys momentarily.
Alright.
Also, join the Discord server if you want to, humans. Also, Ness, fuck you too.
Alright. Oh, what do you gents want to talk about? So, Supersonic, la la la, don't leave us with these guys. Like, are you serious? Like, we're right here, he trusts us, and it's like, wow. Okay, not to make a debunk video, give my money to the game. Okay, Toast, I'm just saying, can't be that bad. Supersonic's if it's stronger. Let's talk about wrestling. Okay. Like, what? Did your mother make you a wrestling outfit? Sonic Universal? Come on, guys. Have you ever heard of Sonic being out of there before? Out there before. Wild versus Eggman. Rift is dead. Like, is everyone just assuming Rift just just slipped out a banana and just hit his neck the wrong way? Bonkai, since your name is, have you seen Bleach? Bonkai, you still there?
Yeah, I'm still here.
Yeah, this person's asking if you've seen Bleach since you call yourself Bonkai.
I watched all the way up to the final battle with Aizen, so I really haven't gotten past anywhere there. I haven't even seen the 1,000-year blood war yet.
By the way, this Joker's Universal thing from Persona, I kind of disagree with that, but you do you. Bonkai, continue.
But yeah, I think it was around after the whole battle with Aizen and stuff. I just slowly stopped. I slowly lost interest in Bleach. But I decided to keep the name Bankai because I've had it for such a long time and figured why change it.
That's funny. 70 to 45 people. Guys, the Riff's coming back. He just needs a break. Give him a slack. Riff lost to Reverse Splash. If anything, he got flashed reversely. Okay. And I am solo fiction. 20 bugs. Hi, I broke a knee. Let me ask you guys a basic question. Do you think Sonic, if he were to have a bad day, do you think someone would be able to catch him in his sleep? Like if it weren't not like just like his cast, like Knuckles, Tails, anything. Just imagine he's sleepwalk running. He's like fresh. Like he's just sleep running. Like who could stop him? Like he's just running into things in his sleep.
Are you talking about that one incident with freaking Sonic X where he got a chip stuck in his head and it caused him to run infinitely?
All right, here's the next part of it. What difficulty? What difficulty would they have in trying to stop Sonic? Sleep running, yes. Well, no, we're just assuming that it's not Shadow, not anyone relative to Sonic. It's just like his, friends group, like Tails, Knuckles, Amy, like everyone that's not necessarily relative to him, but are his friends.
I would probably think Amy would have a good chance to catch Sonic because in a lot of Sonic media I've noticed, she surprisingly is able to catch up to him.
Well, I'm just thinking Sonic is just saying stuff in his sleep while doing some random shit. Like he puts a potato in front of, he smacks a potato in front of his face and then just keeps running.
That's actually, I read a pretty interesting message in the chat, that being Gaming Riff versus the allegations isn't close, and it made me think, just how many YouTubers have you guys watched from your childhood that have had, massive allegations come out against them? It's actually kind of interesting.
Well, there's always going to be allegations
and
for how big
Rift, you got a super chat? People paid me money! Oh shit!
Yeah.
Watch Beware Sonic versus Dragon Ball. Oh, jeez. See, the problem with that is I wouldn't really be able to talk about the Dragon Ball side of it. Okay, fine. We'll watch this video, and then we'll watch that video. How about that? We'll try speed through them, though, because obviously I do want to enjoy.
Yeah, because we're running out of time, because everyone's sending super chats to watch videos, and you can't do them all.
Nintendo, Sega. This matchup is legendary, and no two characters are more iconic than these two legendary mascots of old.
Shut up. We're fast-forwarding it.
Sonic scaling, I would focus on that.
Oh, Jesus. Oh, hold on. I think this is where he breaks down, specific stats. Alright, this is more interesting.
Sonic, on the other hand, has most of his combat implemented in his speed. He is a master of this, however, but this combat relies almost solely on Sonic's speed. So,
also, we should do we should introduce a section of the streams called We Act. And basically what we need to do is, we act, me, Bankai, and Asif, we reenact a scene from a film or a game, but we have to do character impersonations in order to do it.
Yeah, so if we wanted to, say, play a scene from Pirates of the Caribbean, one of us would have to be Jack Sparrow, Will Turner, or whoever within the scene.
No. We do different characters. So, say for example, if we do the fight scene from Revenge of the Sith, where it's Yoda versus Palpatine, we have to do completely different characters.
Yeah,
like what?
No, I am not good at
like Kermit the Frog, for example, or something like that.
Or
someone completely different. So it'd go something like this: I hear you have a new apprentice, Emperor. Or should I call you Darth
What if it was Joker from Spaceballs versus Dark Helmet? Find them, catch them.
Could you imagine if Sonic was Palpatine? I feel like Palpatine's dialogue wouldn't really work for Sonic. I mean, I'll probably
be more powerful than either of us.
I'll probably do it though. I'll probably reenact that scene as those characters. That'll be amazing.
Either unaffected by speed or is faster, Sonic can't really keep up, as Sonic doesn't really have any close-up hand-to-hand fighting experience. So I'm gonna have to give this category to Mario.
The fuck? Oh god, here comes strength.
For this category, we'll be taking their invincible forms.
How much meat you have on, it's how you use it.
And power levels. Mario has shown plenty of times just how powerful he is. He can throw baseballs so fast they can catch fire. Yes, the Mario side games like Mario Sports games and Mario Kart are all
Jesus, this is massive downplay for Mario.
Canon, as they are all referenced in the main games multiple times and have been stated to be canon by the creators. Anyways, his biggest feat comes from Mario Galaxy, as Mario can take down Bowser, who had just survived a supernova explosion and a galaxy-sized black hole. So yeah, I'd say he's pretty powerful, and this was all done in his base form. Sonic, on the other hand, speaking
But it's like, okay, a couple of issues with this. Number one, Mario and Bowser never tank this black hole. Like, that's a misconception. Like, it is confirmed within the game's manual that Rosalina protects both of them. So I don't really like using the black hole. Like, at best, the black hole is like a feat for the Grand Stars. But it's like, it's not really a feat for Mario or Bowser. And also, his best feat, as far as I'm aware, is fighting Culex in the Paper Mario games. Because Culex is basically like the Mario equivalent of Solaris, where it's like he's a threat to like the entire Mario verse. Yes, I actually know Mario stuff nowadays.
Purely from his base form, is not as impressive, as the best he got in his base form was defeating Perfect Chaos and Egg Robo, who are at the very least planet level in terms of strength, when Perfect Chaos defeated the Echidna clan and when Egg Robo absorbed the Earth's life energy. However, he was completely stomped on by Infinite at the beginning of the Sonic Forces game, but eventually defeated him at the end of the game, though with the help from the rookie, and Infinite was powerful enough to summon a large star. So yeah,
large star, Infinite, oh dear.
Pretty clear in base form, Mario takes this category.
Still not as bad as Animation Rewind, who said that Hypersonic was large planetary. Like, we're not letting that go.
This category is a little harder to determine a winner, as they are both
I'm pretty sure he said Thanos beats Darkseid at one point.
Almost instantly.
Which versions?
Comic versions. One, like, Darkseid with the anti-life equation, and Thanos with, like, a certain amp and the Infinity Stone.
No comment.
That's all I'm gonna say.
Well, I mean, all I'm gonna say is that he massively lowballed both Mario and Bowser. So, Mario and Sonic, sorry.
And is an expert fighter and strategist.
Oh, he lowballed both.
Speed-based combat and is smart enough to hack Eggman's tech. So I say they're pretty much even in this category.
It's very rare.
They're pretty much even.
It's very rare that someone says that they're tied in intelligence. Usually, people give Mario the intelligence edge. That's interesting.
Well, it's like I judge people based on what they do in terms of their smarts.
Oh god,
not
speed.
Alright, this one should be pretty easy. Sonic is fast. I mean, it's his signature power.
Sonic is fast. Fucking steady on.
Sonic
you gotta
almost
go
outran
fast.
a pseudo-black hole and has shown consistent faster-than-light speeds in his movement and attacking. Although his reaction speed isn't the best, and he's been tagged constantly by people far slower than him.
Meanwhile, you show Infinite, someone who was stated by Tails to be faster than that specific version of Sonic, but okay.
On the other hand, doesn't have as fast movement speed or striking speed as Sonic, but he did pilot the Star Diver, which puts his reaction speed at around faster than light speed by consistently dodging light-based attacks. But overall, this category goes to Sonic.
I mean, I don't disagree that Sonic's faster, but you lowballed both of them. It's like both of them have like inaccessible and immeasurable calcs or feats. Sorry. It's like even Mario. It's like Mario. Like Sonic fanboys tend to downplay Mario's speed, but it's like he is feckin' fast. Like they both are. But anyway, how old is this video? A year ago. Oh dear. No mentioning of Sonic Frontiers. That game just doesn't exist.
It lives rent free in people's heads.
In terms of attack range, this one doesn't matter too much, as both can attack from long range, but typically they prefer to get up close and personal in a fight. So this one,
why the fuck is it a category then? Both have melee, both have range. Like, who cares?
I'm gonna give a tie.
What? Was literally like a 5-second long.
Like you just threw it in there. It's
why? Virgins have lasted longer on prom night than that segment in his video.
Virgins last.
Like, what was the point of that? Attack range. Oh, they both have range. It's a tie. I could have told you that. Like, are you freaking for real?
Also, are we gonna ignore that Supersonic does have ranged attacks?
Well, they both do. Oh, Jesus. Yeah, like, they both do. It's madness. Oh,
yeah, like
Jesus. I feel like I know why people click on these streams and why they like watching me just lose what's left of my brain. You're gonna click
it's like we've suffered, so shall you.
You're gonna click on one of my streams and we're just gonna have watched so many of these feckin' videos that I'm gonna look like a clicker from The Last of Us. Just like fucking mushrooms grown over my head and just consumed my brain.
Well, I was about to say, you would look like a 7 Days zombie where you're just done.
Let's get this one out the way, because it's not even a close match on this one. There's a reason Sonic needs to be fast, because when he gets hit, he's down and out.
There's a reason Sonic needs
to be fast.
Oh no! Oh, hold on, hang on. I was texting someone. Let me just... When Sonic gets hit, he goes down. Let's
get this one out the way, because it's not even a close match on this one. There's a reason Sonic needs to be fast, because when he gets hit, he's down and out pretty easily. Even in his...
That is what she said. I'm sorry.
His most recent game, Sonic Frontiers, he was thrown into a mountain and passed out immediately. But
Mario, oh wow, he got knocked out by a supersonic tier threat. Crazy.
Survives that stuff casually. Mario has survived explosion after explosion. Hell, he's even been...
Oh wow, you know who else has survived explosions? Fucking John Wick. I guess he beats Sonic now.
In the middle of these explosions and survives, while Sonic is taken out constantly. This category easily goes to Mario.
So Mario...
Please don't give the internet ideas on that one.
So Mario can survive like large building level explosions, so he's more durable than Sonic. Yep, makes sense. Stamina and endurance.
In terms of
I dread to think.
Stamina, this kind of goes hand in hand with their speed, as Sonic can definitely...
I mean, if Sonic doesn't get stamina, then we have no hope as speedsters.
Unless he's taken a ton of damage, whereas Mario has never really shown the same levels of endurance as Sonic. At best, he can traverse various regions and galaxies without any signs of exhaustion, and there is a limit to his...
Oh Jesus, Mario can perform a cross-country, damn.
But he makes up for that with his power-ups. But overall, Sonic takes this, as he doesn't really need power-ups to keep up his stamina.
Again, like, that category was so small. Like, I'm well aware that I'm well aware that I'm watching it at, like, 125% speed, but, like, even so... Oh, dear.
It's like you said, why couldn't you last a bit longer? Just to give us something.
Why couldn't you have lasted a little bit longer there? Weaknesses. Fuck me. Do I? Oh no.
Do you even have to?
Now let's get into the...
Do we really?
At this point, I'm convinced he's gonna have a category for which flavor of ice cream they prefer, because it just doesn't make any sense.
Or their favorite color.
Yeah, or their favorite manga or something like that.
This is... Mario may be tough, but like I said before, there is a limit to his durability. If he runs low on items that will keep up his stamina and endurance, it will exhaust himself without a steady supply of items.
That's literally just game logic.
Keep him going. Sonic's biggest weaknesses is his arrogance that has gotten him into trouble multiple times, as well as a need to keep up a constant supply of rings to keep up his own durability and his super forms, and he loses his rings pretty quickly.
Fairly certain that's just game mechanics, but okay.
So, how would this battle go? Well, Sonic does have a lot of powers and abilities that are very similar to Mario's, so they'd be fairly even for a while. But Mario does have plenty of items in his arsenal.
Oh, do they? Yeah. It shows Supersonic and then just shows, like, whatever the fuck this power-up is.
That could match Sonic's, but even more that exceeds Sonic's. And Mario tends to have more of them on his person at any given time. This is...
Oh, that's game mechanics. No! I hate it. I hate when people use game mechanics. It's like, oh, Mario has an unlimited amount of power-ups. It's like... Within the context of a fight, that doesn't really matter, but okay.
Helped by his...
It's like... It would be like if you unironically said, oh, James Bond is better than James... sorry. It would be like if you said, oh, James Bond is better than John Wick at shooting because he has more ammo. It's like, how is that relevant? Like, surely you'd have to give them the same amount of ammo to make it fair.
Quantify that, yeah.
Oh yeah, John Wick is losing to Jason Bourne because he's 1 inch shorter.
Bottomless gloves. They also have very similar super forms. Mario Starman and Superstar are very similar to Supersonic.
At this point, it's just nitpicking at this point. It's like finding the most, like... It reminds me of, like, one video that Danko did, like, a long-ass time ago now. I think it was, like, Moon Knight versus Daredevil or some shit like that. He said that they were equal in literally every way, but Moon Knight knows pressure points, therefore he wins. It's like, that's such an unbelievably specific difference. Like, in the grand scheme of these characters.
Not to mention, Moon Knight kind of is a bit... has a bit of a skill thing where it's like he's getting more impaled than he is like kicking ass.
Yeah.
Whereas like Daredevil can keep on going.
Oh, dear Christ. How do people say this with such confidence? Like, how do people say this with such confidence? It's amazing. Like, I want whatever you're smoking. Also, chat,
well,
speaking of John Wick, I'm just gonna say it. I think John Wick is one of the most overrated street tiers. Like, people really do overhype John Wick in terms of, like, how good he is.
Also, I was about to say, I will not, like, get that out of my head that the only reason one's better is because they're 1 inch taller.
You know that someone said that before on a Reddit forum. You know they've made that argument.
They act very
similar. Yeah, what's even dumber
constant.
is that I feel like AI videos are much better than humans nowadays. Like, back then, like, nowadays you could just say it's AI, but now it's like, you can't, like, back then you didn't have that excuse. You just have people saying this shit confidently.
I feel like, not gonna lie, I feel like Jack Reacher versus John Wick would be pretty interesting.
Invulnerable
depends
and
if it's close range or far range.
But hypersonic also seems very similar.
I mean, to be fair,
like in a fight.
To be fair, both of them are good at both things. It's like, yeah, there's a...
Well, it's just like, I would give it more to John Wick in terms of range and technique with a gun, but I would give it to like, Reacher in terms of close quarters combat.
It's definitely interesting.
To Mario's Rainbow Star.
Well, it's like, I don't ever like the idea that one just stomps the other, because realistically speaking, even if it's easy, it shouldn't be no diff. Or, like, you know, a stomp.
But it's like, who would you... So it's like, if you have, like, these characters, right, who are, like, the main sort of, like, street tiers. So you have, like, just think... there's, like, 6 off the top of my head. So there's John Wick, Jason Bourne, Ethan Hunt, Jack Reacher, Eggsy from Kingsman, and James Bond. It's like, who would you sort of put in a pair? Who would you pair with each other?
Well, John Wick is the one I would say is most focused towards combat, but I would say, so I don't know much about Jason Bourne, but he's just basically another version of Jack Reacher, arguably more skilled with a memory loss.
Yeah.
And I don't know anything about Ethan, but
well,
I'm just like
Ethan's the main guy from Mission Impossible.
Oh, Ethan, gotcha. Well, I would put
I like how Mission Impossible is all I have to say, and you immediately know who he is. Amazing.
So I'm thinking Ethan and Jack Reacher, James Bond, and who is it? Jason Bourne,
and then Eggsy and John Wick.
Who's Eggsy though?
He's the guy from Kingsman.
Well, I just think that would go hand in hand.
It's like Eggsy versus Bond would probably make the most sense, because it's like they're both like British agents who have like massive arsenals. So
like, how is that combination, chat? How is that combination? So Jack Reacher and Ethan, John Wick and
Eggsy.
Eggsy, and then James Bond and Bourne.
That could actually be interesting.
Those team ups.
No. James Bond is with Eggsy.
Yeah. James Bond's with Eggsy.
So who's with Jason Bourne?
Is with Ethan. No, wait, no, not Ethan. Wait, there's 6 of them, right?
Yeah, there's 6. Who's
I'm messing up here.
Okay, so who's with Reacher?
Ethan is with Jack Reacher.
Gotcha.
Ethan's with Jack Reacher. Bourne is with 007.
Shouldn't it be Eggsy with 007? Because they're both like comparable.
Well, no.
Fuck it. It doesn't matter. We'll figure it out another time.
Well, I'm just like thinking that those team ups would be interesting.
Yeah.
And white Tanuki suits.
I feel like Eggsy versus James Bond would make the most sense, but that's just me.
So Eggsy and John Wick, Ethan and Jack Reacher, and Bond and Bourne.
That's fair.
That's it.
Yeah, that's fair.
Items seem to match or clash, but again, Mario tends to have more of these items, and these super forms don't even last forever, so it would likely come down to a base form fight rather than having these invulnerable items. And in a base fight, I believe Mario takes the victory. Sonic has constantly shown to be taken out fairly easily, and Mario is definitely strong enough to deal a fatal blow to Sonic. And even though Sonic is fast, he's been tagged by people slower than him constantly. And even if Mario did try and speed blitz Mario has tanked far stronger.
So it's like, the thing, like, I don't even hate the outcome of this fight, because it's like, you could easily argue that, like, one beats the other. The problem that I have is when you have, like, very, like, vague, statements where it's like, oh, this guy's fast, but he's been tagged by people slower. It's like, okay, but to what degree? Because it's like, if you have someone who... It's like, oh, Sonic's gotten knocked out by people, therefore Mario can knock him out. It's very, like, vague.
Than what Sonic can dish out. On top of that, Mario is far more skilled in a close quarters fight. Sonic may have mixed martial arts skills, but Mario has fought more often and has even defeated martial arts masters before. So, in my honest opinion, Sonic may hold the advantage over speed and endurance, but Mario edges out in every other category. Mario is just too strong, too durable, too skilled, and has far more items to give him the victory. The winner is Super Mario.
I like how the video technically ends there, but there's like another 2.5 minutes after that. Right, anyways, it was the Sonic vs. Dragon Ball Z, I think. That was the video that people wanted to see. It's fucking 35 minutes long.
Is Sonic strong enough to beat Frieza or the rest of the villains from Dragon Ball Z? I promise the answer will surprise you, because in researching this video, I stumbled onto a bunch of obscure feats and calculations from different games that I never see anyone...
Well, hold on, let's focus on certain characters, because I think he breaks it down.
Started. Raditz is the first villain to appear in Dragon Ball Z, the secret brother to Goku and ambassador of the oncoming Saiyan threat, the race of brutal warriors that have terrorized the galaxy for centuries. Raditz was far too strong for Goku.
So it's like, I like Beware as a YouTuber, but I think his best content was his Doctor Who stuff. Like, he was like one of the best, like if you look at his channel, for example, hold on. It's like, he genuinely made some of the best Doctor Who content, like, on YouTube. But obviously he's, you know, he kind of got bored with Doctor Who, especially with the new seasons. Kind of like how I did, and now he's doing fucking versus battle content. And there's nothing wrong with that at all, I should specify, but, you know, stick with what you're good at.
Many influences the Sonic franchise has taken from Dragon Ball. Speaking of which, let's get things started. Raditz is the first villain to appear in Dragon Ball Z, the secret brother to Goku and ambassador of the oncoming Saiyan threat, the race of brutal warriors that have terrorized the galaxy for centuries. Raditz was far too strong for Goku, who only barely scraped out a win at the cost of his life, with a lot of reluctant help from Piccolo. To find out how powerful Raditz is, we can make use of power levels. I know that the entire point of introducing power levels was to prove that a good martial artist can overcome gaps in power through training, ingenuity,
I've lost
and skill.
track of how many times people have made that joke.
Isn't the whole power level thing bullshit in Dragon Ball? Like, didn't like the developers come out and say that power level just doesn't matter? Or was that just
something like that?
Hey, thank you for the donation, Laserblade. Thank you for the $2. Are you gonna watch Nazo Unleashed anytime soon? Is that the fan animation? I think that's that's the fan animation, isn't it? Yeah, I haven't actually seen that. Ian Flynn debunked the end being the strongest villain. Well, the problem with that, though, is that, like, he didn't. Because it's like, he wrote Sonic Frontiers, and Frontiers, like, narratively implies that the end is the strongest. So it's like, he kind of fucked himself in that regard.
Well, he's just double contradiction. Like, he sets up one thing, but says another.
Yeah.
But for the purposes of this video, they serve...
He kind of backed himself into a corner, though.
Perfectly well enough for calculating feats and limits. To find Raditz's speed, we can compare him to Goku. As a child, Goku trained with Kami and Mr. Popo to dodge lightning, which moves at 270,000 miles per hour. That training was in
that moment when Insomniac Spider-Man blitzes Goku.
Preparation for Goku's fight with Piccolo in the World Martial Arts Tournament at the end of the original Dragon Ball series. In that fight, Goku had a resting power level of 260. We can compare that to Raditz's power level of 1500, which gives us an estimate.
Do we even have to compare at this point?
Guys, let me just move my camera. He said 1500. You tell me what's wrong with that. Oh god. Oh no. Oh no.
Do we even have to explain this? Do we really?
You said... He said 1500 and he showed 500. Oh no.
Estimated top speed of 1.5 million miles per hour, or 2,000 times the speed of sound. In terms of destructive capability, scales from
sound counts.
Oh wow, like massively hypersonic. Damn, dude.
Roshi and Piccolo, who both destroyed the moon,
Jesus
overcoming
Christ,
its
that was like
gravitational binding
epilepsy.
energy and detonating it.
Christ.
Roshi did so first, at a state of...
Ian Flynn is still an official source. You all cry about not using official sources, yet someone use it. No pleasing Sonic debaters. Well, no.
Do we really have to, explain that?
Well, the problem with that pizza time is that I don't have an issue with Ian Flynn being an official source. The problem is that he quite literally is wrong. Based on, because he wrote Sonic Frontiers. It's like, they basically portray the end as being the strongest guy in the verse, or one of the strongest. They consistently do it. So for him to then turn around and say he isn't the strongest, he just blatantly contradicts his own work. Because the problem with it is, he didn't go back in time and reword the events of Frontiers. He didn't change the dialogue, just because he changed his mind on it. That's the thing. It's just because he says that, it's he contradicts the entire game at that point.
Yeah, you changed your mind, but not the product that's based on.
So it's what? So it's do we now have to say that Sonic Frontiers isn't canon? Because it contradicts what he says? Because if you say that, I'm fairly certain Axiom isn't going to be happy with you. Because it's one of his favorite Sonic games.
Power level of about.
Can I also just mention this is basically the Darth Bane argument again?
So you all are biased then? Well, it's not so much we're biased, it's just the fact that it makes no fucking sense. Genuinely, it makes no sense, because it's you have characters like Sage performing 1 million, simulations, and she's yeah, Supersonic can't beat, the end. It's the same Supersonic that beat all the Titans, the same Supersonic that beat, Solaris and the Time Eater. It's that Supersonic wouldn't be able to stop the end. It's the same end that says, yeah, I looked into your memories, you fought pretty powerful characters, but I'm more powerful. It's the same end that required Sonic to literally have prep time in order to fight it, and unlock an entirely new transformation that's more powerful than Supersonic. I don't really... You're watching this stream on your Steam Deck? Mate, props to you. Are you enjoying it, by the way? I completely forgot you were getting a Steam Deck.
Roughly 1/10 of...
It's
Okay, according to what I found here, according to what it says here, Ian Flynn, the writer, has confirmed that Solaris from Sonic 06 is likely the strongest enemy Sonic has faced.
But the thing is...
In what context? In what context, though?
Well, it's it doesn't even matter, though, because it's even then, it's based off of everything, based off of everything we know within the series, it's that
Can I
isn't
read
true.
the rest of the post, please?
Yeah, go on.
Let me start at the beginning. In Sonic Frontiers, while the end is a powerful villain, Ian Flynn, the writer, has confirmed that Solaris from Sonic 06 is likely the strongest enemy Sonic has faced. The end is a cosmic entity that serves as a foil to Sonic, embodying nihilism and destruction, while Solaris' power is to consume multiple timelines makes it potentially more powerful.
I mean, to be fair, the end literally says it's going to consume creation, so I don't really know how don't really know how valid that is.
But
the end is the physical manifestation of death, just like how Zamasu is merging himself with all of space and time. I mean, to be fair, that is a bit of a false equivalency. You can have two gods of death, but one can be stronger than the other. Jesus Christ, just get to the video. Calm your fucking tits, we'll get to the video.
Of Raditz power level, and it seemed to take great effort. If we consider this the minimum...
Someone forgot to have sex this morning.
...required energy to destroy...
I would say just for that,
Raditz is strong
keep
enough
the video pause for longer.
Yeah, just because of your comment, we're gonna go back to the start of the video.
Yep.
Destroy a small planet like Mercury. Does Sonic come anywhere near either of these hurdles? Let's start with...
Game Sonic gets so much wank and with so many out-of-context moments, it's not even funny. Don't put on a clown show for me. I mean, you haven't, debunked anything I've said, so it's not really a clown show if you're the circus.
So you could easily say he's trolling.
Well, it's just you're just saying that Ian Flynn said something, but then the game suggests otherwise.
Sonic isn't moving at irrelevant speeds and generations. Yeah, he's moving at inaccessible or immeasurable speeds.
So, can I ask this question since I'm not a Sonic fan? Isn't Sonic the strongest he's ever been in Frontiers?
Yes.
Didn't he beat Solaris before?
Yeah, he beat Solaris a long-ass time ago with normal Supersonic. Yeah, he had the help of Shadow and Silver, but, they were still, much weaker. than like what they would have been.
Like my point being is, you have to prove that somehow Supersonic, you have to somehow prove that Supersonic is either weaker in Frontiers, or that the end is somehow like either the end is stronger than Solaris, which is why Supersonic can't stop him, or Supersonic got weaker somehow.
It's like Axiom, thank you for the $5. Ian Flynn stated on Twitter he likes to troll power scalers. You could easily argue he's trolling. He doesn't care about power scaling. I mean, that's fair enough. It is what it is.
Well, it's just like I said, you have to prove that Supersonic in Frontiers is weaker than the Supersonic in whatever story he was in.
Kishimoto stated the Titans are stronger than anything Sonic's faced before. Right, and the end is stronger than the Titans, so it would be consistent. Base Sonic is consistently not immeasurable. I mean, he is, though? Question mark? I mean, he was
not immeasurable in the sense he can do it...
I mean, he was immeasurable, like, 14 years ago with Sonic Generations, and he gets stronger with age, so... I feel like it is pretty consistent now, especially with Supersonic.
Speed. First off, Sonic is at least as fast as sound. That's his namesake.
Sonic's speed of sound. Damn, dude, crazy.
After all, he's listed as Supersonic in countless game manuals, guides, and on Sega websites, including
immeasurable speeds for Supersonic has been debunked several times. Enlighten me. The same Supersonic that fought to the literal end of time in order to beat the Time Eater. Okay.
The booklet included with Sonic Heroes. This means he is definitively...
How has it been debunked? What arguments do people use to debunk it? Like, give me some of the arguments.
Faster than sound, or 768 miles per hour. Beyond that, in Sonic Mania, the special stages include a speed gauge that shows he can run up to Mach 3, or 2,300 miles per hour.
Oh no.
This is fast, but Raditz is still more than 300 times faster. Let's take a bigger leap. In Sonic Adventure, during the final fight with Perfect Chaos, Tikal explains that you must reach your top speed to push through Chaos's body and reach the head. And when you do this,
gameplay.
You transform into a bolt of lightning.
It's
Later
gameplay.
in Sonic Generations, Sonic fight.
There's no proof other than fighting against Solaris in 3 different points of time. There literally is multiple statements for immeasurable speed, right? Like, fighting Solaris is not the only example. And even if it was the only example, it's like, that's a much weaker version of Supersonic that applies to. So it's like, yeah, like, a much weaker version of Sonic did that, so a stronger version should also be capable of doing that.
Can I also just mention, if Supersonic... Like, even if we for bait say that the Frontier Supersonic is equal with the same Supersonic that fought Solaris, why is it that they say that Sonic can't beat the end with Supersonic?
Compared to Shadow and Silver, who is fighting Solaris in an infinitely greater part of space-time, like future and past, that is headcanon. You would need to prove that that is the case. And also, you do realize that Supersonic 2 would just upscale their super forms, right? So it wouldn't even matter. And also, yeah, ironically enough, Shadow and Silver also have immeasurable speed feats. So
fights and defeats Perfect Chaos in base.
And Sonic scales to them.
That fast, 270,000 miles per hour. We're getting closer. One of the most well-known speed feats for Sonic, which was mentioned in his...
He's not downplaying Sonic, he's only saying Sonic is the speed of sound. I mean... Oh, gotcha. He's probably, like, building up to the better feats.
Battle versus Mario is when he escaped the pseudo-black hole made of Hyper-Go-On energy at the end of Sonic Colors. Sonic ran his entire distance without any use of boost, so I don't think it's plausible to say that this is his absolute maximum speed, even at the time. But because
Did Solaris die, though? Solaris in Sonic 06 was basically, like, when the super forms defeated him, they basically reverted him back to, like, his primal state. And then they, Elise blew out the candle of Solaris, which effectively erased Solaris from existence. The problem, however, is that Sonic still remembers Solaris. Like, Sonic is, like, the only character who remembers the events of 06, proving that they are still canon. And the End would have looked through Sonic's memories. So the End should be aware of Solaris and characters like that.
The expanding
it would be weird if Sonic was Solaris.
Relativistic speeds,
be weird
if Sonic was Solaris, that's amazing.
The speed of light, or 200 million miles per hour. Completely blowing...
Even Sonic fans I've talked to several times know he's cooked against Goku. I mean, that's an appeal to popularity. Like, I can tell you Sonic fans who have said Sonic beat Goku as well. Like, I don't...
Not to mention, just because there are more voices doesn't make it right.
That's an appeal to popularity. It's like, more people voted for Donald Trump, yet most people agree he's a complete cock. Like, I don't know what you want from me.
Raditz out of the water. But even with this ridiculous speed, it doesn't matter if Sonic can't
to be right
damage
than agree with
Raditz.
the majority.
Does he have any small planet-level feats? Well, going back to his battle with Perfect Chaos, we know that Chaos threatened to destroy the world in the past, before being sealed away in the Master Emerald. But this was after destroying the Echidna civilization, meaning there technically aren't any world-ending feats by Perfect Chaos in the games or the lore. That said, with how quickly he obliterated Station Square, and how powerful the Chaos Emeralds are, I don't doubt his ability to life-wipe the planet. But conservative.
Well, funnily enough, because of Frontiers, you could actually upscale Perfect Chaos, because obviously the, whatchamacallit, the Chaos Emeralds got way more powerful in Frontiers, because they were used to fight the End, and they're used to power the Titans. So realistically, you could actually massively upscale Perfect Chaos now. And characters like Perfect Chaos, like Dark Gaia and shit. It's like, because of the new lore in Frontiers, it's like you could upscale these characters by a massive amount.
We'll call Perfect Chaos city level, just for now. A much better small planet level scale is the Death Egg, Eggman's giant orbital tribute to the Death Star. It has been described multiple times as planet-destroying and used to threaten the Earth, meaning its attack potency scales above Raditz, who tops out at small planet level. How does this relate back to Sonic? Well, Sonic has defeated the Death Egg robot, the giant mech suit at the heart of the Death Egg. He's done it many times, actually, and every single time, defeating the Death Egg robot immediately causes the Death Egg to lose power and come crashing down to the planet below. This has happened in Sonic 2, Sonic Mania, and Sonic...
I mean, he's not wrong, but they do fluctuate in power. So it kind of feels a bit weird he's lumping them all in together.
Sonic Generations. The Death Egg is clearly powered by the robot at its heart, meaning the robot is also planet level, and so is Sonic. Raditz is getting smoked by Sonic. But if a lowly Saiyan wasn't enough, how about the Prince? Son of King Vegeta, the Prince of all Saiyans came to Earth looking for the Dragon Balls, desiring immortality. Born with a power that completely outclasses the natural strength of every other Saiyan, he was a monster that Goku could only overcome with the help of Krillin, Gohan, and Yajirobe.
The lore, I know, right?
Attack potency is super easy to calculate. We have a direct statement from him that his Gallic gun will destroy the Earth, a threat Goku takes very seriously during their classic beam struggle. In terms of speed, we only need to compare Vegeta's power level to Raditz.
Oh, hold on.
1500.
Ness, it's good to have you here, buddy. Try to debate with Zeta. You should actually debate with him. He holds a lot of Dragon Ball Z anime knowledge, so I'd recommend you actually debate him to learn more. That's interesting. Is he a YouTuber? Is she a YouTuber? Are they in a Discord server? How would I get in contact with them?
100 versus 18,000, and we can calculate Vegeta's movement
Zeta doesn't know shit. Oh, okay.
speed at about 18.
I'm gonna get so lost. I've never watched Dragon Ball. Yeah, Spider Z. I don't know a fucking thing about Dragon Ball. I can only.
Neither do I. I'm learning with you.
I was gonna say, Asif, I feel bad for him because he knows fuck all about Dragon Ball and Sonic, so it's like I feel really bad for him.
I know about Dragon Ball, but I'm not getting involved in this.
Well, it's just like for me, I can know Jack All, but it's like I'd rather know Jack All and have an objective opinion than to get biased towards one of the two.
Biff, can you react to Super Sonic versus Massive Ultra Instinct Goku? Oh, Master Ultra Instinct Goku, sorry. Oh, Jesus, it's been a while since we've looked at Danko's stuff. Danko is...
I honestly don't know why people are so obsessed with you looking at Dragon Ball stuff and you don't know shit about Dragon Ball.
You what, sorry?
Because Sonic is like Dragon Ball, according to most people.
Which is... I mean... Maybe, but...
It should be that simple, but Vegeta has a trick up his sleeve, one people often forget. The Ozaru, or the Great Ape Transformation, massively increases his size, but also his strength, speed, and durability by 10 times.
It's the same as fucking Dragon Ball.
Fiction.
Super forms.
This means he should...
Literally, Bankai, it makes no sense, but that is fiction for you, my friend.
I mean, people compare Batman and Spider-Man all the time. And say they're the same.
Yeah,
What do you mean Bankai makes no sense? What the hell are you talking about?
I'm saying it's fiction, it makes no sense. Like, take a guy like Batman, like, he should not be able to take punches from fucking Darkseid, but he has done and he does. It's fucking fiction.
Well, now without getting severely broken bones and stuff.
You know what they say, magic gives as magic does.
Yeah, it's like, I imagine the writers for these shows and what have you, it's kind of like Forrest Gump. It's like, I'm as stupid as a stupid ghost. Time to have some sweets.
God damn it, there you go.
Bro,
the second you said Forrest Gump, I was just thinking, my mom always said, life is like a box of chocolates. You never know what you're gonna get.
Bro, Forrest Gump is so good. It's such a good film.
I never actually seen Forrest Gump.
Oh, have you not?
Good movie.
It's like such a generational classic. It's a great film.
It's kind of like this.
It's kind of like
it inspires people to see the best in people, even if people don't see the best in them.
There are 3 films that I think every person needs to watch in their lifetime. The first one is Schindler's List, the other one is Forrest Gump, and the third one is The Shawshank Redemption. Every person should watch those 3 films in their lifetime. They are so powerful. It's ridiculous.
I would also recommend The Pursuit of Happiness, but
the Green Mile as well. That's a good one with Tom Hanks.
Green Mile as well, yeah.
Green Mile is so sad. Like bloody hell. It's kind of funny how they make you feel. You feel really sad when a fucking criminal gets the electric chair. Like that's how good the Green Mile is. But anyway,
if I remember right, he wasn't really a criminal. He was innocent.
No, he was convicted of being the murderer of 2 girls, but he didn't murder them.
He was innocent. Yeah, that's what makes it all the more sad.
They couldn't prove it either. The guards knew he was innocent, but they couldn't do anything.
Yeah, you had to watch an innocent man get the electric chair. It was so sad. What are you all yapping about?
Funny? The parents don't even know he was innocent. They blame
larger
him
planet,
for
like
everything.
Neptune. On top of that, his speed is a whopping 180 million miles per hour. That is relativist, approaching light speed. And Sonic? Well, his previous black hole speed feat puts him at a comfortable 20 million miles per hour.
I would also say watch Hacksaw Ridge if you haven't watched it too.
We would need a feat statement or scale showing Sonic is around large planet level and attack potency.
Once again, proving Andrew Garfield deserves a freaking Oscar.
Oh, is that the one where he was a private? And he wanted to be like a medical doctor? Yeah, that film's so good.
Yep. But one of the things I found interesting is that apparently the height of the hill was a bit exaggerated for the film. But how I like to interpret it is you're saying to the...
Funny you say that. They lowballed most of its feats in that film. He actually had broken ribs and a broken arm, and he saved more people than they said in the film. And they are like, no, that's too unrealistic. Dude, he literally did it in real life. And they cut it all out anyway.
Yeah.
Like
Let's
the man.
First, we know that the
you met that man in real life, like
planet level
he was already more good
than
he was.
In Sonic Unleashed, each emerald is capable of overpowering the force of Dark Gaia and dragging an entire chunk of the planet back towards the core. The speed at which this happens
they even
means
said he got
each
shot
emerald
in
is
the ass,
exerting
too.
more than 200 million joules, enough force to easily destroy an Earth-sized planet.
There's a lot of static.
And Sonic has battled and defeated multiple characters utilizing the power of the Chaos Emeralds.
Yeah, because you got a new
Chaos
headset.
from Sonic Adventure and Emerald from Sonic Battle. Sonic defeats them both multiple times, powered up by an additional emerald each time.
You know what? This video lasts a long-ass time. Let's just skip to the bit that you guys want to see. That being the Goku stuff, I'm guessing.
Just kidding. Strap in, it is time to go beyond.
Ooh,
the Chaos
Phase 2 of Solaris, that's how you know it's good.
Emeralds are ancient, otherworldly artifacts of unending power. Literally, they have infinite, never-ending energy, just like the androids from Dragon Ball. How much power you can get from them, though, depends entirely on what's in your heart. When Sonic collects all 7, he awakens the full might of the Emeralds. In his glowing golden state, Super Sonic. Much like the Super Saiyan transformation, Super Sonic is magnitude stronger than his base form. But unlike Super Saiyan, it is not a mere 50 times multiplier. No, Super Sonic is much, much more than that. In Sonic Advance 3, after transforming into a super form, Sonic grabbed Eggman and flew him into space, chasing after Gemerald. In only 6 seconds, they make it to a star cluster inside a nebula. The closest nebula to Earth is 1,300 light years away, meaning Super Sonic flew, with Eggman in tow, at 7 billion C. Then, in Sonic Rush, Super Sonic and Burning Blaze fly to a separate dimension to battle Eggman and Eggman Nega. We see them soar through space and pass by galaxies until they reach the edge of the observable universe and enter a separate plane.
I mean, to be fair, this is a gameplay once again, but fair enough.
In about 8 seconds. This clocks them in at roughly 180 quadrillion C. Supersonic defeated Dark Gaia, who casually overwhelmed the gravitational binding energy of Earth by tearing the continents apart and pushing them away, and also passively held them in place. In Sonic and the Secret Rings, he defeated Alf Layla wa Layla as Darkspine Sonic, then recreated the entire Arabian Nights, 1001 separate worlds, all with a wave of his hand. This was Darkspine Sonic, who is explicitly stated to be weaker than Super Sonic because the World Rings scale so much lower than the Chaos Emeralds. The Chaos Emeralds in lore each hold an entire universe of chaotic energy. We see this first in Sonic R's Radiant Emerald track, where the race literally takes place inside of a Chaos Emerald. Stars, planets, and nebula are all visible in the periphery. Depending on how you interpret this, that could mean that using all 7 emeralds grants the user the attack potency of 7 times universal, and due to their infinite nature,
as far as supersonic scaling goes, that's not terrible.
that energy is not split up among multiple users, it's equally applied to each. In Sonic Generations, both classic and modern Sonic destroy the
Sonic
Time
Blaze.
Eater, a 4th dimensional being.
You what, sorry?
Someone just said Sonic Blaze in the chat.
How is it Sonic Blaze? It's digestible too. Yeah, he actually does provide, like, even if I disagree with some of the information, it's like he presents it in a very good way, to be fair.
Being that transcends and tears apart the timeline and exists in its own
you're a
extra-dimensional
YouTuber,
domain
all right.
outside of time
Just
space.
not a super
That makes them
one.
4th
Yeah, what's the
dimensional in
difference?
attack potency.
Residation.
Wait, what?
It's a play on Megamind.
Oh, you're a villain, just not a super one. Yeah, I got it. Alright, yeah, I got it. Bro, Megamind is another amazing film.
In Sonic 06, Super Sonic battles the mad god Solaris alongside Shadow and Silver. Solaris is a super-dimensional deity beyond time that was capable of tearing apart the fabric of reality, could attack the past, present, and future simultaneously, and was stated to be actively ending multiple timelines. The 3 of them were capable of avoiding his attacks that possessed immeasurable speed through non-linear time, overpowered and defeated him. The Sonic 06 guidebook even states that Super Sonic alone is more powerful than Solaris. Depending on how you interpret this fight, that places
Where did it say that?
Super Sonic as high complex multiversal.
I find that a little hard to believe, considering there are some scans that say that, like, Phoenix form Solaris is way more powerful than all 3 of them. I find that a little bullshit.
You could say eventually surpassed Solaris, but
definitely not during the events of 06.
Or 5th dimensional destructive capability. Obviously, this means Supersonic possesses immeasurable speed by avoiding the attacks from Solaris that strike acausally. But Sonic later shows off this immeasurable speed while fighting Supreme at the end of Sonic Frontiers, attacking multiple times without the appearance of movement. And this is where things truly get crazy. The End is a being that is above gods and monsters, an all-encompassing force that surpassed the power of just the Chaos Emeralds. The End was so powerful that even with the Emeralds and the 4 Titans, the Ancients had no choice but to create a digital universe, cyberspace, to trap the End inside. During their final battle, the End looks into Sonic's mind and states that it surpasses all other foes he's fought, describing them as finite while he is infinite. Yes, the End
Yeah, the
says
guidebook does say that. Does it? Hang on, let me just find it. Just Sonic 06 Supersonic Solaris. Where is there like a scan of it somewhere? Don't know. Excuse me. Where does he speak like Ben Shapiro? The manual emphasizes Sonic being the one needed to defeat Solaris. Well, it's like, all that could prove is that he's the most powerful super form there, but I definitely don't think he's capable of beating Solaris by himself. For obvious reasons, like, you know, Solaris is just, you know, you can't really beat him in the present, it doesn't really do much.
Infinite is finite. That means the Phantom Ruby, Perfect Dark Gaia, the Time Eater, the Final Hazard, Perfect Chaos, Eraser Jin, Emerald, Gemerald, and even Solaris. All of them are like specks compared to the End. If we interpret this literally, the End is an entire dimensional tier higher than the strongest of them, Solaris, making it at least a 6th dimensional being. But I think a more concrete and easily interpreted scale is that the End is literally the conceptual embodiment of death, that can override not only time and space, but other concepts like fate. The End has an abstract...
Yeah, that was my exact line of reasoning. Yeah, it would just upscale Supersonic to be, like, stronger than Super Shadow and Super Silver, but it's like, I don't think he'd be able to 1v1 Solaris and win.
He's the self-proclaimed orchestrator and arbiter of order in the universe. It's essentially an eldritch god that wrote several of the...
Bro, imagine if that was the design of the End. Like, imagine if the End looked like that, but purple. Like, that would be sick. Sonic, I'm not gonna go back to the Vegeta part, because we're getting pushed for time. If you want to rewatch it, you can do that in your own time. 06 Super Sonic could have definitely defeated him. I don't think so, because, like, even if you want to argue that, like, he was more powerful than Solaris, it's like, they did establish that, like, they did establish that even if you defeat Solaris in the past or the present, it doesn't really do shit. Like, you have to defeat him in the past, the present, and the future, which is why we needed 3 Super Hedgehogs to do so. The End could look like that. Yeah, imagine if in Super Sonic, in Sonic Frontiers... I think I just cooked. Oh dear. I think I just came up with a good idea, you know.
Does this mean you're gonna do a how to fix Sonic Frontiers Part 2?
How to fix Sonic Frontiers 2, the game that isn't even out yet. Chat, you ready for this?
No, I'm saying a Part 2 to your
yeah, I know.
Fixing Sonic Frontiers.
Right, guys. Chat. How would you like this for an idea? So, in Sonic Frontiers 2, the final boss is against the End that looks like this, but purple. And you control Cyber Supersonic piloting a Titan.
That sounds a little excessive there.
I think that'd be sick.
As long as it's not a stupid bullet hell shooter.
Like, I think that'd be awesome. No, like, it's not a bullet hell shooter, like, no.
Laws that govern reality. Its will is fate itself, and Sonic even says that he must, quote, break the chains of fate to defeat it. As their fight comes to a close...
Or you can have a part 2 to that, slight tweak to that. Cyber Supersonic is the power source for this new Titan. Like, it's such an impressive Titan that it needs Cyber Supersonic as the power source for it. Would that be a better idea?
The End admits that Sonic has transcended law and time. Supersonic scales to not just a causal speed, but a conceptual strength, altering fate and the laws of reality. Even if you're not convinced by the scaling of base Sonic, these supersonic feats are extremely clear. Supersonic is easily multiversal, with immeasurable speed, a-causal reaction speed, stronger than both fate and logical laws.
Yeah, I hope you're okay, Kiwi.
If it wasn't clear already, Supersonic completely outshines Majin Buu. They're not even in the same league anymore. Depending on how you interpret these feats, Supersonic not only blitzes through Dragon Ball Z, but possibly all of Dragon Ball Super. We know the absolute pinnacle of strength in Dragon Ball...
Oh dear, I don't think Dragon Ball people will be very happy about that. Oh dear. That is a bold claim, my friend. And the funny thing is that I don't even know if it's true or not. Like, I don't know. I literally do not know. I'm just speculating.
Multiverse is
I don't see how Sonic
even he has clear limits. The fact that multiple versions of him
exist the universe with a snap of his finger.
That'd be amazing.
I don't know. I'm not getting into this because honestly, I don't really care.
Yeah, that's fair.
Across different timelines means that his power and existence...
Nah, I'm actually quite proud of myself for that idea. Like, a fucking mega titan that's the power source is Cybersonic. Like, that just sounds fucking awesome.
Does not scale beyond a single multiverse with a linear temporal dimension. Meanwhile, Solaris threatened all existing timelines, and the End is arguably an entire tier of dimensional power above him. And both fell to the golden glow of Supersonic. But why? Why? How is Sonic so powerful? I want to leave you with one last idea. This, unlike everything...
hold on. So, okay, so I do think that it's a little bit bollocks. So, obviously, we needed other super forms to beat Solaris. It wasn't just Supersonic. And also, he needed an entire new transformation to beat the end. So, I do think that is a little inaccurate, but I mean, fair enough.
Everything I've discussed so far is entirely headcanon. It's not stated anywhere in the series, and only very vaguely alluded to, but I personally think it makes quite a bit of sense. To be frank, it is extremely surprising that Sonic is so powerful. I thought that he would fall to planet and star-shattering villains like the ones in Dragon Ball, but he prevailed every single time. Why? Why is Sonic so strong? Why is he so fast? It's a question we've never gotten an answer to. The comics have attempted to give an answer for where Sonic gets his speed, but he has no origin in the canon of the games. Here's my pitch. The Ancients are a race of beings made of sentient water, and Chaos is the god of water. Solaris is the god of fire. Gaia, the earth, manifests as two deities, the light and dark, to represent the sun and the moon. In the world of Sonic, we've seen many deities that represent the forces of nature, but we have never seen a god of the wind. Sonic has always been characterized as carefree, energetic, and incredibly fast, all attributes closely thematically tied with the wind in stories throughout all
Bro's just making fun. True.
Sonic has countless moves and attacks.
Yeah, this is starting to sound more like a fan
He owns a
fiction
plane
than
called the
an
Tornado.
analysis.
His best friend is the only fox in the world that can fly through the skies. He has no master except the wind that blows free. On Angel Island, there exists...
Is Sonic the god of wind, yes or no? I mean, I think it sounds more plausible than Sonic being a fucking fairy. But, like, Sonic is the god of the wind, apparently.
You're a fairy.
Chat, you remember when I made that top 10 badass supersonic moments? And I said as a joke, like with the Supreme Titan, like the death animation for it. You know when I as a joke said a Titan bowing to a god? I predicted this video. He claims that Sonic is a god, and I said it as a joke. That is hilarious. My god. The end called Sonic Immortal. Fair enough, yeah.
A mural depicting Super Sonic battling Eggman for the Master Emerald. Sonic's existence was prophesized centuries before his birth. After saving the world...
True, but like, you could say that about a lot of characters. Like, couldn't you say that about Anakin fucking Skywalker? Like, he was prophesized to bring balance to the... Anyway.
Together during their battle with the final hazard, Shadow even admits that he is not the ultimate life form.
No, he said that Sonic could be the ultimate life form. Human.
Yeah.
Sonic is. Of all
Solaris 3v1 the Super Hedgehogs, you all stop wanking 06 Sonic. I mean, to be fair, he didn't 1v3 them. Like, he did eventually lose to them. But, I mean, yeah, you're not wrong. Like, they wouldn't be able to 1v1 Solaris. I agree with that.
All the beings in the world, Sonic alone was the Iblis trigger, the reason the god of flames...
No, he wasn't the Iblis trigger, you muppet. That was literally a lie by fucking what's-his-face. That was literally Mephiles bullshitting. Yeah, he literally just lied and said Sonic was the Iblis trigger. It's like Elise was the Iblis trigger. You knob.
Yep, he's just... Yeah, it feels like he's just pulling shit out of his ass now.
Like, this is really annoying. It's like he actually did a semi-decent job understanding the verse and even pulled some obscure shit from Sonic R, of all things, that I didn't even know existed. And now he's just like... Oh dear. He was the Iblis trigger, technically. He wasn't, though. Like, Elise was.
Fully manifested.
And that's stupid, by the way.
And what causes a flame to burn hotter?
Thank you.
Wind.
No, it's oxygen, you twat. Wind can blow a flame out.
Sonic alone was worthy to wield Excalibur. He is the Knight of the Wind.
That was... Oh, Jesus Christ. Oh, no. Oh, no. You had me for, like, a while there, and then you just lost me. No. Sonic is the god of the wind. It's an interesting theory, but there's no evidence to support it. And at the end of the day, I think being the Knight of the Wind just sounds better, to be honest.
Yep.
Oh,
Yeah, it really felt like at the end of the freaking video, it sounded like we were just listening to a fucking fan fiction at this point.
I mean, there's nothing wrong with fan fiction, but I mean, it is like his own theory. There's not really much evidence to suggest.
I guess you're right.
Doctor Who in the Sonic universe. Oh, Jesus. No, we're not looking. To be fair, he could actually make that. Beware does make some really good Doctor Who content, or he used to at least. So, like, if he genuinely made that video, like, I wouldn't be surprised. Hey, Indigo, how you doing, buddy? Love the fact that we did a part and a half and just skipped all the... Yeah, true. But it's like, it was a 35-minute video about Dragon Ball, and I don't really know shit about Dragon Ball. It's like, there's not really much for me to address. It is what it is, unfortunately. But yeah, I think oh, fuck my life, I can't talk. I think if this stream's proved anything, it's that you guys really like watching me go back and watch like Sonic videos that are bogus. So maybe we should do it more often, who knows? Maybe we should do it, we should make it like a weekly thing.
It's like wow, it's almost 11 o'clock at night at your time, is it, Rift?
It's 10:45, yes. Can you, why,
I was just thinking we could call it...
Can you see my clock? Can you see the clock?
Yeah, I can see your clock.
Also, by the way, this is what you guys look like from my perspective. There you all are. Say hi. You're looking in a mirror, technically. This is what I see when I read your messages. It's over on the second monitor. Look, woo! There you go. Look, it's Axiom. There he is. Fucking American bellend. There he is. Doctor Who and Sonic crossover. That would, like, I'm fairly certain the Doctor would hate Sonic. Like, could you imagine Christopher Eccleston's Doctor with Sonic? Like, he would hate life. Like this moody fucking old man, just like with
hey.
When David Tennant's Doctor get along with Sonic?
Probably, yeah. I think Matt Smith's would probably get along with him the most, because Matt Smith is just a bit mental. Christopher Eccleston would hate him. Fucking Shooty Gatwa's Doctor would probably fall in love with him. Like, I don't know. It is what it is. I feel like the one Doctor that Sonic should never meet is Tom Baker, because Tom Baker would just have no fucking idea what to do. Like his mind would be blown completely.
Well, no, I just think it'd be funny if he's just like, if he finds out, you'll be erased from this plate of existence. He will never find out because he will never see me, and then you just have one of the doctors just staring in the background.
I'm fairly certain Tom Baker would offer Sonic a jelly baby, and like they would just become best friends.
I'm just imagining one of the doctors hates Sonic, and then they get a doctor that will erase his plate of existence.
Sonic versus Dr. House. Mate, House MD is such a funny show. I mean, it's not funny like the actual serious, like, medical parts, but damn Brits.
Well, what's funny about that doctor show is that it's like, House just says, give him this, and it's like, why, how, and he's just like, just give him it. And I'm just like, I would smack you in the face if you weren't a real doctor, because as a patient, I do not want your treatment. Without telling me why.
I just really love that part from House where he's just like, you wouldn't believe the crap people let me get away with. He's just waving his cane around. And no, I'm not talking about his penis.
Oh, and I'm telling you this, I'm probably just gonna be someone who pranks House a lot, and he's like, how the fuck is he doing it? Fuck is he doing?
Also, out of boredom, just for the hell of it, I'm looking up possibly getting a sonic screwdriver of my own.
Cool. Cool. Which sonic screwdriver?
Yeah. I'm gonna get the 11th Doctor's sonic screwdriver.
Green one.
The big one. The big one.
The green one. Also, chat, since we're basically just doing a show and tell at this point, does anyone remember this? Because this is a very old action figure of Sonic.
Speaking of which, Rift, you have yet to play Hogwarts Legacy as the Doctor.
Yeah, because I feel like that would be an amazing stream, but I don't think anyone would watch. That's the thing. Like a British person playing a British game with a British mod. Like, it would be amazing.
I would watch it. I would watch it under the condition you go into Hufflepuff.
If it puts me in Hufflepuff, I'm uninstalling the fucking game. If I'm doing a Doctor Who run, it needs to put me in either Ravenclaw or Slytherin. Or maybe Gryffindor, I suppose.
I feel like you're still salty over the...
Yeah,
I feel like you're still salty the fact you were placing the Hufflepuff.
Yeah, I did the freaking thing where it picks what house you go in, and I got like Hufflepuff, and I got like the shittiest Patronus as well.
Well, what's funnier, it was a mole, I think. Like, Bonkai got a Phoenix Feather Wand, it was in Gryffindor, and I was in Ravenclaw with a Rowan.
Not to mention my Patronus was a fucking dragon.
Yeah, and my wand looked like it had fallen out someone's arse. Like, it looked terrible.
Well, my Patronus was a horse with wings.
I just had a freaking mole. You remind me of... How do I remind you of Neville? I look like Draco Malfoy and Harry Potter combined. How do I remind you of Neville?
What's this? Glaucus Bacchus.
Oh, man.
Is that what it feels like to be an American?
Oh, yes. A British...
still...
A British man playing a British game with a British mod saying British things. Fun. Fun.
Yeah, I definitely feel that you're still a bit salty about that.
That's bullshit.
Just retake the test, damn it.
That's bollocks. No, because it'll put me in Hufflepuff again, I can already tell.
No, if you take it again, you can still get Gryffindor. You just have to take...
The thing that's so stupid as well is that I have a gut feeling that even if I lie, it'll still put me in Hufflepuff. Like, I'll be like, I am the bravest man in the universe. No, you're a Hufflepuff.
Fucking Hufflepuff.
Jesus. Sonic versus Doom.
If you try to get it, it'd be funny if you got Gryffindor.
Percy Jackson or Harry Potter. I prefer Harry Potter, but that's just me.
I've never actually seen Percy Jackson.
Percy Jackson's good to an extent, but it's like watching Greek. It's basically just a toned down version of Olympians, focused more on their kids, if anything.
I mean, from what I hear, Percy Jackson's a cool idea on paper, but the movies weren't executed very well.
Well, even the TV show is kind of eh.
Yeah, I'm just
Sonic versus Fox. Who the hell is Fox?
Who the hell is Fox? Yeah, is he referring to like the X-Men, or is he referring to Tails? Like,
I think he's talking about Fox. I think they mean like Fox McCloud from Star Fox.
Star Fox.
Sonic versus Ben 10.
Sonic versus Ben 10 is a bit more interesting. Because someone actually did comment earlier, Sonic versus, like, Super Sonic versus Alien X.
Star. What do you have to say about that, Bob guy?
What?
Oh, if Mob was here,
Sonic.
If Mob was here, he'd be able to do a Patrick Star impression. But he's not, unfortunately.
Liar, liar, plants for hire.
It's pants on fire, Patrick.
I can do...
Yeah, whatever.
I can do a...
Liar.
I can do a couple of impressions, but I can't do Patrick.
I'm not even sure if I did a Patrick impression good there. I was just trying to mimic him.
I think the two characters that I can do really well are Kermit and Sonic. That's about it. Maybe a few others. I think the thing that me and Bonkai did, not Bonkai, the thing that me and Mob did the other day was hilarious, because we basically sang Never Gonna Give You Up, but we did like character impressions whilst doing it. It was hilarious. So it's like...
I really hate that I missed that.
Oh, that was hilarious. You know what? Fuck it. Let's watch it. Let's watch it. It was on one of the Mario Galaxy streams. Like, we were pissing ourselves laughing. We could barely get through it. Was it this one? It was in the Gold Leaf Galaxy. Like, the gold... It was in the gold... Oh, I think it was this galaxy. Hold on. I just immediately hears the shit Kermit impression. That is literally the face I make with my... Hold on, I'll just hide my camera. Hold on, bear me a sec. Where is it? Where's my camera? Yeah, there it is. That is literally the face I make when I do the Kermit. You can see my fucking veins, like... Oh, Jesus.
Like, you're gonna bolster a vein.
You gotta do it. Oh, hold on. Right, hold on. Go on, then. This is amazing. We'll take it in turns.
Give me a line.
Well, we'll do that. We'll do that song, but like one line.
Oh, okay.
Also, allow me and Riff to do a duet. Allow me and Mob to do a duet. Right. This is. We need to all be drunk and do this again. This was.
I was gonna say I just woke up too, so
yeah. It's,
I don't know.
All right. Do you want me to start it off?
Hold on. I gotta both mentally and.
Well, that's fine. I'll start it off.
Physically.
It's so wholesome. It's so wholesome with all the feckin' Lumas around. Meanwhile, there's just me and Mob just losing our minds. I'm trying to remember the fucking lyrics to the song. Hold on.
You're going freaking high.
You're doing a Patrick, right?
That was the plan.
I've never heard your Patrick impressions. This is gonna be amazing, right?
You've never heard this?
I don't think I have. No, right? Okay, we'll start it off. Sorry.
We're no strangers to love.
You gotta do it. Your go. Your turn.
I can't fucking do this.
Yes, you can. This is gonna be the. That's amazing. I'm so proud of myself for that. Best duet of all time. Do we need to restart, or can you do it?
Yeah, you gotta give me a second. Oh, you said you were no stranger. Okay.
What are we doing? What's the plan? Do you want to continue, or shall we restart?
We can restart.
Alright, fine.
We're no strangers.
Fuck, I can't do it.
We're no strangers to love. You know the rule.
Go on. I got it, go on. Anyway, you get the point. Let me just phase back into existence. Right, there I am. I feel like Bankai and fucking A-Safe have just left. But...
Oh no, we're still here. We're still here.
That was, yeah, like that, I don't know. That was just funny. This is a scam stream. What are you chatting? You are chatting
what?
Bollocks, my friend. Right, anyway, I actually don't know what to do now. I can't really, I'm a bit tired. So, when do I have work tomorrow? I should know this. I don't know.
Well, if it's not in the evening, we could definitely do something.
Maybe. If you guys want to sing the song, I'll put the lyrics in the... No, it's fine. I don't...
Nah, according to chat, I suck at singing, so no thanks.
We should say... we should do Sonic songs.
Yeah, no.
Well, I know some songs that are pretty nice, but I'm not sure if you guys heard of them. Hey, chat. Have you seen K-pop Demon Hunters yet? Because it's like, I can't get their songs out of my head.
No, don't do it!
But also, Asa, if you are echoing slightly... Well, not echoing, but you sound a bit odd.
Yeah, I'm closer now. I was a bit far when I said that.
Also, this was my Sonic game tier list from a while ago. I'm not too sure if I agree with it still.
Soda pop.
Bruh, Sonic songs tier list. We're not doing another one of those, not yet, anyways.
Yeah, no.
That shit took so long, and me and Bankai were just hating ourselves after a while. It was mostly the Sonic art songs.
Said that. Yeah, plus everybody saying I was a shit singer, so yeah, no fucking thanks.
I'm not exactly the best singer, but I mean it is what it is. You just have fun while singing.
Singing is just practice.
Just have fun with it. That's all you got to do. You just, yeah, that's basically it. But
even the best singers had to practice multiple times to get it right.
Basically. But yeah, how's everyone doing anyways? You're not a bad singer, you're just special. Great. You're a great singer, Rift. Oh, cheers.
Dr. Doom versus Eggman. Well, Dr. Doom based off of implications. Sonic versus Fox by Smash.
Probably Fox McCloud, because isn't that character like top tier meta for the longest time?
Sonic vs.
Thank you very much for the donation. Eggman versus the Daleks. Such a random ass matchup. Alright, fine. We'll watch the I think that'll probably be the last one. Sonic versus Fox. Sonic versus Fox. Which one was it? Smash bracket.
Fox by Smash.
I hope it's a short video because I really want to go to bed. Oh Jesus Christ! It's 40 minutes long.
Yeah, I guess.
Jesus, no.
You don't really have
to the end then. Skip to the end then.
Can we like save it for another video? Like we'll definitely watch it.
Yeah,
like,
I would do. Yeah, because no need to like.
We'll
watch the first one.
Watch the first one coming soon. Oh wait, no, wait, what? There's two. Which is the first one?
Yeah, why don't we save it for another stream, Riff? Because we didn't want to stress you out more than it is. But we'll definitely watch it for next time since Super Chat asked for it.
What would happen if one of gaming's favorite speedsters that I've said all month?
Well, anyway, we'll skip ahead to the end and see what they say, and then worst case scenario, we can just rewatch it from start to finish on one of the things.
Going over dozens of community-submitted feats, and even my YouTube community tab assumed that this would be a landslide victory for Sonic. But as we started looking into the actual feats of Fox, it's clear that he was vastly underestimated. The light R-Wing is capable of reaching and fighting at 66 billion miles per hour, and with speed boosts, it can send this even higher. Even at Sonic's fastest with the Cyan Wisp, this outpaces him by 65.5 billion miles per hour.
Oh boy. No comment. I can see why you wanted me to watch the video. Oh dear. Fuck Supersonic, I guess.
The R-Wing just outspeeds Supersonic by a considerable margin.
He gave him Supersonic and then implied that the fucking Laser Wisp is faster than Supersonic. I'm gonna do an impression of Jason Griffith's Sonic during Sonic Unleashed to accurately represent how I'm feeling right now.
Which is the craziest sentence that I've said all month. It's so fast, in fact, that Sonic would never be able to catch him no matter how hard he tried. So in the worst case scenario, Fox would be able to outrun and outmaneuver Sonic indefinitely until his super form ran out. But the R-Wing's firepower is no joke either. It would only take 3 blasts to kill Sonic in base form, which would only take Fox about 1/4 of a second to do. And those lasers move way too fast for Sonic to react to, as they're able to keep up.
I've never ever heard someone claim that the Cyan laser is faster than Supersonic. Oh boy. Oh dear. Please say that someone points that out. Please say that someone. Why is everyone. Oh no.
Up with the R-Wing at its top speeds. A vast majority of the time, Sonic wouldn't even get the chance to transform into Supersonic. On average, the transformation takes between half a second to 1.5 seconds, which is more than enough time for Fox to shoot him. And even if we say that Sonic had the time to transform into Supersonic, all it would take is a single shot from the Demon Rifle, Charge Shot, or Smart Bomb to put Sonic down for good. They all blow far past anything measurable that Supersonic has been shown to endure, and they travel far faster than anything Sonic can react to. Not to mention that Fox has many ways to win that don't even require him entering the R-Wing in the first place. There's no doubt that Sonic is incredibly strong. His ability to stop the Space Colony arc dead in its tracks is really impressive, and his power-ups and chaos abilities put a really interesting.
See, this is the thing. This is the thing that I always hate about channels like this. They only use like quantifiable feats, but it's like when fiction gets to a certain point, especially with like DC, for example, like the stuff is so impressive you literally cannot quantify it in terms of like normal mathematics. Because there simply aren't enough numbers. Like it's just way too high. It's like that's the and then they either just ignore feats that you can't quantify, or they try quantify shit that you cannot. Anyway, I hate channels like this.
Battle. Both he and Fox have taken on threats to existence as we know it, but just 3 smart bombs shot from the R-Wing would equal energy to real-life extinction level.
Like it would unironically be right. Like let me sum up Death Battle in a nutshell. So imagine A-Safe. I'll use you as an example. So let's say, for the sake of argument, you had completely. I'm trying to think of an example. You had broken reality 30 times, right? And every single one of those times, you were the strongest person ever. but because you stubbed your toe on a desk one time, you're desk level. Like, it's so stupid the way that these videos are made.
Events. We've seen Fox without his plane or any aim assistance shoot down other starships while riding on the back of an R-Wing, maneuvering through the sky. Hitting Sonic, especially base Sonic, would likely pose no issue, especially when accounting for Fox's new aim assist visor that he received in Star Fox Zero. Not to mention that invisibility and a jetpack could potentially buy Fox even more time to line up a lethal shot right off the bat, which is more than fast enough to beat out Sonic's transformation time. And Sonic isn't the type to see an enemy pull out a gun, assume that he's too slow to dodge it, and then immediately transform. His cocky 90s attitude is far too proud to allow him to do that. Sonic has a few items that have revived him throughout his games, but even those weren't enough to sway the tide of this battle. Fox could easily just wait for Sonic to be alive again, and then shoot him once more. Sonic might be the fastest runner alive, but when it came down to it, he simply didn't have the feats to take this victory. Maybe he'll see a better run in the losers bracket, but for now, Fox McCloud is our winner and will be moving on to the next round of the Smash bracket.
The losers
next time
bracket.
On the Smash bracket.
Oh dear. Okay, well, that was a good way of ending the stream anyways, because that was just absolutely an abomination. That was awful. That was terrible. But yeah, with that being said though, guys, I'm sorry, for some reason Pupper is struggling to stay in this plane of existence. He's phasing out a little bit. He's too powerful for us. But yeah, with that being said though, guys, I'm sorry for cutting it short, but again, I am very much sleep deprived, and it's also getting kind of late for me. So yeah, with that being said, I want to thank you guys so much for being here. There have been a metric fuck ton of you guys here tonight, and we've also had quite a lot of donations, which I appreciate every single one of you, and I appreciate every single one of the donations, because at the end of the day, it's your money that you're giving to my dumbass. So thank you very much. I appreciate that a lot, and I hope that I keep making content that you guys enjoy. With that being said, I appreciate you guys once again. I hope you guys have a very good weekend. We may or may not actually stream on Sunday, because I'm doing a morning shift. So if you want to see another one of these kinds of streams on Sunday evening, same time, let me know. That being said, thank you all for watching. If you want to join the Discord server, I'll see you there. And if not, have a great rest of your weekend. I'll see you next time.